Greetings, greetings, greetings. TGIF, everyone. What is going on? What is happening? How are you? It is a little chilly in Chicago. The temperatures has dropped over here, but it was warm earlier in the week, and that's why we had the little storms and stuff. 80 some degrees in Chicago in October. Now you know that ain't right. You just know that's not right. But that's what happened. But guess what? Fall is here. Not winter, but fall. It has arrived. Let's see what else is happening. I enjoyed today. Got out, got me some fresh air, did a little walking, and I went by Whole Food, no list or anything. I was just being nosy to see if they had these quesadillas that I like, and they did not. And I also noticed that some of the shelves were empty in certain places, like the bread section. What else I noticed was missing? It was a couple of more. I just can't think of it right now because actually I've been to Whole Food twice. Tuesday I actually had a list. Today I was just being nosy, just to do a little bit more walking before I went home. And I looked. I'm like, hey, where's some of the missing items of the food? So I have been hearing in the news about shortages and stuff like that, but I don't know. I don't know. And then there's some news about some strikes, people wanting more money, all kind of stuff. So I really don't know where it stems from. Maybe the whole combination, everything included. That's possible. What else do I know? Besides these cool temperatures, oh, prices. Well, you all know that increases. Yeah, increase on every darn thing. What can we do? Absolutely nothing but pay them. But, as far as the job market, there's a lot of people that have opportunity to kind of move around if they want to because they are really begging people to um, be employed to fill these positions. But I do understand that a lot of people are having some issues because of the child care. If you don't have anyone to watch your children, well, more likely you're going to be at home with them or you're going to take something part time. You're going to do what you can. So that's another reason why a lot of these positions are not filled. But more details to come. I got to catch up on my news. Yes, I do. But without further ado, you all know what to do. Let's welcome her, the beautiful, the lovely, the wonderful, classic movie, everybody. Classic movie.
Why, thank you. Thank you. You know what, honestly, I don't think that the wonderful can be, overstated. You could say it a little bit more often, right? Wonderful Classic Ruby. Hey, wonderful Classic Ruby, what do you think? Oh, hi, wonderful Classic Ruby. How you doing today? I like it. I think it has a good ring to it. What do you think?
I think you're just wonderful. Yes, I do.
Well, thank you. Thank you. See, likewise, the wonderful Char Willie. See? WCW. Not just wrestling anymore. Now it's the wonderful Char Willie. All right.
Let me see. I just went to my YouTube feed, and for whatever reason, your picture is not showing.
Oh.
Yeah, I don't
Okay.
know what's going on, but just to let you know, maybe you come out and come back in.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's showing for me. Like but
Really? Oh, oh.
yeah, like on my actual screen in StreamYards, it's showing. But then you're right, on the TV, I'm just a white square, and I could see that. And if you hadn't mentioned it, I would have done nothing about it because for I don't know what reason it didn't process as being a problem. Like it was like, oh, that person's a white square, not me. That person, right? Like it's fine. Okay, give me a second, I'll be back.
All right. I guess, she was telling me I have to say wonderful, a little bit more often, So maybe that's it. Maybe this time when she shows up, it'll pop up because I have to keep saying wonderful, the lovely, the wonderful classic Ruby. I think that might work this time. So we're going to try it, everybody. Now, you heard me, didn't you? All right. Without further ado, we're going to try it again. The wonderful, the wonderful, the wonderful. That's 3 times, like Candyman. Classic Ruby, everybody.
See, that's what I'm saying. Char, we are so on the same vibe. I was thinking that I'm like, you just didn't say wonderful enough. What? Wait, it's wait again. See, you have to say it 8 times. That's what it is. I understand now. What is up with StreamYards today? I think StreamYards is feeling jealous. Hold on, let me just try to select it again. I know that's going to sound weird, but
that might be an option.
Right? Yeah, right.
Yeah, you can probably just change it, and that'll work.
Try this one. See if it just pops up. Then y'all can let me know if you see the Jamaican house rules. Oh, see, I see the Jamaican house rules. Okay.
Yes.
So now let's try to put my face back up there. Maybe it's just too beautiful, right? Too much sexy. Too much sexy. I'm sorry, ma'am. you can't be putting all of that out here. Have people tripping, right?
Yeah, too sexy in the middle of the month. That's just too much.
Right? Too much. That's what it is. I'm sorry, y'all. You're gonna have to deal with too much sexy because we got it working. All right, let's go.
Azula says she's done with you.
I know. Actually, I got it from the guy that I was dating when I was 19. His best friend, right? He was such a jokester, but he was honestly not an attractive dude, like in the face. Not an attractive dude, not particularly tall either. And he was dating this tall, willowy, white chick, right? And he was from Goa. And so he would do that all the time about things, right? Like, a customer didn't like me. I don't know why, right? And then he would go, oh, it's just too sexy, too sexy. And then he would make these faces, and it was hilarious because of how hideous he was, right? And he knew it. So it's like him playing on this idea that you could be too sexy, even though he knows he's too short, he's too skinny, he's not good looking enough, he's too broke. He's all these things, but he's too sexy. So from there, I don't know why, but it popped into my head recently and I can't get rid of it now. Too sexy. And I do the whole thing where I'm motioning wildly around my face. I'll do it in a video so y'all can see what I mean. I go, too sexy. You're going to be like, that's what you're doing while you're talking to us? Ruby, no one can see you. I know. But I tell you all the time, I do the hand motions anyway, even though you can't see me, because I just talk expressive with my hands. So yeah, it helps get the idea out. I don't know. If I kept my hands still, I would have nothing to say. Watch. Yeah, done. I don't know. I had nothing to say. Yeah, I'm done. I'm sorry.
That's too funny.
Right? Derailed the whole damn panel. It's only been 10 minutes. I don't know. I don't know what we're going to do tonight, Char. You're going to have to get us back on track. I don't know.
All right. Well, we can warm up a little bit, We're going to have a little Friday dance. That'll, get us going.
Yeah. Get us centered. All right. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. Let's get a little happy dance on for Friday, everybody. Here we go.
Look at her. We gon' start this thing over. Groove all in the middle of the night. Come on, come on. You a baby, I'm living my best life.
All right.
I kind of feel like Carlton might be my spirit animal. You know what I mean? Like he's just out there. It's like you love him anyway, but god damn, he's weird. I feel like people think that about me a lot. I do. It's okay. You guys don't have to admit it in the chat. I am a little bit self-aware, so it's okay. I feel like me and Carlton, you know, just my spirit animal. We are who we are. Okay.
All right then.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a little different too, but that's all right. I own it. I own it.
Right. You know what I mean? Listen, you can only be yourself. Everybody else is taken. So you might as well just own that shit. Just stand
There
on
you
your
go.
square,
Mhm.
own it, be who you are, and be proud.
All right.
All these damn posers out there trying to be the coolest kid in high school. Like, dude, come on. We all know you're not cool. We all know you don't talk to women like that. We all know men aren't flocking for you. Like, let's just stop trying to be the coolest kid in high school. Just be ourselves. We're grown now, right?
All right.
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
So what we gonna do tonight? Gonna watch a video. Guy, I'm interested in having him a little relationship,
Mm-hmm.
and we're gonna hear what he got to say. You know, he mentioned that he was still sleeping with his ex, and kind of curious what people have to say about it. You know, I'm always willing to hear a different
Okay.
opinion. I have no issues with that. Everyone has a different opinion. That's fine, right?
Very true. Very true. I just want to point out for the record, I said y'all don't have to agree or say anything in the chat. That wasn't like an invitation for y'all to be like, yeah, that movie chick is weird as hell, right? You even got BGS popping out the clouds and be like, oh yeah, no, we think you're weird as hell, girl. Like, right? Like, what? Damn. You know, you expect it from Don Teasy, but Azusa? What? Deandre? BGS. No, actually, I expect it from BGS too. Sorry, don't worry, buddy. I'll go through.
Heck, no, that's too funny.
Tyrone Church wants someone to save him. Like, y'all, I said you don't have to comment in the chat. That was an invitation to not comment about it. Just stay silent. Pretend. Just pretend. It's okay. Sorry, Kate, go ahead. I'm good.
All right, here we go. Let's see what he has to say.
I wasn't even ready.
Do you have on clothes? Don't do that! Don't do that! Don't do that!
Look,
You don't
I
want
was
you to
fixing my
flash
mic.
us?
I heard you. I had no idea you were gonna call me up. I'm a new fan.
Baby, how do you have no idea? You pushed the request to come up here.
You got 1,726 people here.
Okay. What's that got to do with you pushing the request?
I wasn't ready for real.
But why did you push the request if you wasn't ready?
I pushed the request button like 10 minutes ago.
So you haven't been ready for the last 10 minutes?
No.
So you thought it was going to come? What was the goal? What was your goal when you pushed the request?
To see if I was going to look. Look.
Are you ready now? Are you ready to talk to us?
Let's go. I was getting ready to get in the shower for real, and I saw you go live. The reason I just was talking about you. The girl you had on named The Bobby a couple weeks ago with the short haircut. I think she was from Dallas. I just left a message on her box. Like, no bullshit. And then
What did you say? What did you say to her?
Ask her. I think she's in here. I told her that the hair, like, short haircut. Like, I left her, it was on, I scrolled down. Her first picture with the short haircut, I said, short haircut is nice or something like that. And Kendra sent me. And then you went live and I clicked live.
She lives in Chicago. You're talking about Bobby in Chicago.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, do you want to meet more women?
I'm single.
Let's do it. What's your name?
Chris.
Chris, where you calling us from?
Macon, Georgia.
Macon, Georgia. How old are you, Chris?
41.
41. Do you have any kids?
She's 22. She's an adult.
You have a 22 child. Okay. What do you do for a living, Chris?
I'm retired.
Retired from what?
I'm medically retired. I was a claims adjuster and I played college football.
Okay, so you retired. So you live off of retirement money.
Something like that.
Okay, something like that. Okay. What's your zodiac sign, Chris?
I'm a Taurus.
You're a Taurus. What's your birthday?
May 6th.
Oh, my birthday's May 7th.
Ah, that's
Okay.
why I like you.
All right, this is Chris in Macon, Georgia, 41, 22-year-old child, retired from, you said, basketball and what else?
Football.
Football and what else?
Insurance.
And insurance. 41. Let's do it, Chris. What kind of woman you looking for?
Not picky.
Not picky. What else?
I'm not picky.
Oh, you're not picky.
I'm not picky.
You know, I just want to stop it there because I've noticed that a lot of guys that we've been pulling up, they say that they're not picky. They don't really want much.
They do. I feel like they say they want a whole lot of unreasonable things. Although to be fair, I'm glad he did it because he's a whole disaster, right? Like, yo, I was looking at this guy. I'm like, yo, he doesn't look like he just wasn't ready in this moment. It looks like at any given time of day, 25/7, this man ain't ready. Like, he's just not. So I'm glad that at this point he's looking for a woman with a pulse, right? That's
Oh, Lord.
that seems about at his standard at the moment. Like, he's wearing like what looked like something spandex and yellow on his bottom half. On his top half, he's not wearing a shirt. He's rubbing his face like, look, I shaved sometime this week. You should pat me on the back for that one at least. Everything else about him is a mess. And he's like, I was about to get into the shower. Well, but you weren't though, right? Because even if that was your plan before she went live, then you called in. So your plan was actually to get onto the show. So you weren't getting into this. It's not like she called you and caught you off guard, unaware. It's like, I didn't know you were going to call me today. You called in. Oh my God. His mind is chaotic. That's my issue. His mind is in chaos. Like, he can't keep life straight right now. I can really tell. Char, I don't know why you put this man in my path today.
Oh, Lord.
Good golly. Okay. I'm going to try, though. I'm going to try. Listen, everyone knows when Ruby is sick, Ruby has no filter. I apologize in advance for the things that come out of my mouth today. Char should not have put this man in my path. She knew I wasn't feeling well. That's all I got to say. Okay.
Yeah. Now, you know, I'm going to give the man some credit because this is his natural state. This is who he is. This is what you're going to get. And I got to applaud.
That's very sad. That tells you right there why he can't find a woman. This is his natural state. Listen, I look like a disaster when I'm sick, okay? And this is like me times a million. Char, the man has dreads. It's not that hard to make your dreads look organized in 2 seconds. Like, even the bun that he's got his dreads in is sloppy. The man has no shirt on, and it's not like he's got all this muscle definition he wants to show off, right? He's scrawny. Put on a shirt. Like, and then he's walking around the room. It's not like he walked to go get a shirt, right? He came back with the same bare chest. Like, I don't get it.
But at least you get to see what you're going to get. You know, I got to give him credit. I'm sorry. I just got to. That's just my nature.
No, that's true. I'm glad. Thank you for warning us in advance so no one picks you, right? Because this is a lot. Like, this is worse than some of the ridiculous, like, the people, like, wanting ridiculous things. Because, like, he just seems confused. Like, you need to come in there and mother this man off bat. You need to come in. This man is lost without a woman. He doesn't know how to iron nothing, right? His laundry comes out pink. His food consists of pure takeout or delivery. Okay, he doesn't know how to take care of his hair properly. He doesn't know where there's a stylist that could retwist the dress for him. Like, he is the type of man, I can already see it. He needs a mother because he is not together. He's like 55 and has a whole grown child and has not become a self-actualized man yet, which is why he just looks like chaos. Like my brain is hurting looking at this man's face, and I was like, why did I put the stream on the TV? Because now I see him so big, you know. Like, damn.
I'm wondering so far what is he? And I heard what he said he's retired from, but he's a bit young to be retired, so that's kind of interesting. But we'll see what else he has to say.
He's a medically retired. Char, listen. What he said basically is he's on welfare or disability.
Disability, yeah.
Right? That's what pays. So your retirement money is paying you something like that. Stop lying. You're on disability or welfare. One or the other. That's what you're on. Like you didn't medically retire. Like stop.
Welcome, Pastor Greasy. How are you?
Hey, what's up?
Welcome everybody. Thank you for having me. You're making this you're digging too deep. I'm going to tell you what's wrong with him. Look at them eyes. Look how red them eyes is.
He's tired.
He high.
Yeah, he high. Yeah.
He is on that gas. Listen, he wasn't ready because he broke up a blunt, right? And he hit the button. And he probably been trying to get this woman's show for like 2 weeks. That's why he was shocked. If you listen to what he said, he's like, "Oh, you finally called me." like I wasn't ready. She was like, "You got some clothes on?" He couldn't even answer because his brain was saying, "Yeah," but his body was saying, "Just show her." Ha! It was like, ha! Look, he high. He don't know where he at right now, and this is probably the best truth you gonna get out of him. Why he high like that? He telling you everything. Look. His dreads is messed up because he was rolling around in the bed. He was up there. Where's woman at? You know what I'm saying? He was thinking about his life. He's shooting his shot. You know what I'm saying? He can't get his lines together. He even told about the chick that we ain't even asked nothing about. He's like, "Yo, I shot my shot at the chick that was on here last week with the short hair. I said I like short hair." You know what I'm saying? Like he's shooting this shot at everybody. If you breathing, I'm with it. Let's go. Listen, you're making this too deep, Ruby. Listen, a woman wanted. You know what disability is? A guaranteed paycheck. That's what it is. Look, he got them purple lights in the back. He probably got some slow jams going, but he ain't got no woman.
He's not even like Pookie. See, because at least Pookie, you know, is gonna blow your back out. You know what I mean? He's not even that dude. He's not even that dude. 1,000%. Here's the problem. Okay. He's a disaster. Pookie puts his stuff together. He looks good. He smells good. He knows that he's supposed to smooth his eyebrows down so they don't look all raggedy and shit before he comes on camera, right? He knows certain things. He presents well, right? And then you fall into the looks, and then he blows you back out, and that's why you keep him around and you're willing to mother him. This one's not going to do any of the above. Why? Why would like? You have to have something as a person out here in the dating market. You have to have a selling feature. The man has no selling features, and he knows he doesn't, which is why he has no standards. Right? That's what. What else do you want? No, I'm not picky.
Of course, Ruby. Look, the man got a 22-year-old kid. He ain't with nobody. He's single, and he medically retired. You know what he want? He wants you to come in. He wants you to bend over, make him a sandwich, and leave. Not in that order. That's it. That's why he
see, that's I disagree with you. I don't think he even wants the bend over part. Because at least if he was proficient at that, we would have. Then he's a grown Pookie. No, he doesn't want that. He wants you to come and do his laundry and iron for him and cuddle him and tell him he's a great special boy and he's still worth so much. That's what he wants. He wants a mommy. Bet.
Well, I cannot disagree with you, but if you look at him right here, he's at the age where he is not trying to please nobody but himself. He does not care. And he letting you know. Look at the presentation. So if any woman gets with him, it's her fault. He already telling you, look at me. I'm showing up on the live stream with no shirt on. I don't care. You come over here, it's just gonna be hard dick and maybe some bubble gum.
Because he's a build-a-boo. See, this is the thing. This is how the women who get drawn into this trap, right? They go, "Oh my God, look, he looks like he has a nice heart and he'll take just about anybody and I need somebody and I can help him. Look, I can for sure make him a project and build him into a man. Just watch. That's what he wants. He wants a chick looking for a build-a-boo. That's it.
He's a regular dude. There's nothing impressive about him. He's like 70% of the people out there. Okay, he's a regular dude.
What?
He is. He's a regular dude.
What?
I see these.
Below
I see
average,
these.
BGS.
He's
Below.
full. No, he's not below average. This is average. Okay, I'm serious. This is average. He might have just woke up, but this is average, and he will get an average chick. He got chicks already. He's trying to shoot a particular chick, but yeah, I see it all the time, and he's in Georgia too. Shit. I mean, there's a whole lot. There's a levels way below him.
That's scary.
Yep.
Well, because with your upper middle class ass, okay, and from Canada.
Hey, now I've dated American guys. Okay, that's what I was saying. Like,
come on. I mean,
no,
yeah,
okay,
but
not in this age. But you know what though? I was actually just talking about this earlier, right? And so I was saying, like, my mom, up until when she got married at 43, she was dating. When I say around the world options, she had around the world options, right? And so I'm like, even the guys that were in her age category, because I was gonna say maybe it's the age category, but I'm like, no, like Kalante, them, they were older.
It's a class. Okay, the thing is, that's why I talk about class. Because everybody thinks that the black community is one big Negro, right? We're all smashed together. We're not all smashed together. There's a class system, okay? And he's a regular. I've seen guys that are on disability. He's an ex football player. I don't know how far he went, but he's an athlete. So he was a former athlete. So he's got chicks. That's not the problem. He's got chicks. He's not stressed about getting no chicks. He want better chicks. He want a particular chick, but he got chicks. And say his eyes are red. Say he is a weed head. Really, if you really want regular chicks, you just get a sack. It's not that hard.
I don't believe that he played football, and the reason why is because I know a lot of football players that played at least college, if not pro. And I know some of them who, got injuries and became like they stopped working out and, or at least actively. But their build, it's his build. His build just kind of looks like it's never seen muscle before.
We don't know. We don't know how tall he is. And all we seeing is his shoulder and his neck. Okay, that's all we see.
Very narrow shoulders for football. And like very narrow, it's that shoulder cap area. Because it's just what I've seen, like, when footballers specifically, right? Because basketballers, they're leaner, right? But footballers specifically, I notice when they lose weight, especially from like disability stuff like that, they still kind of retain a particular
not necessarily
physique.
Not necessarily.
Normally.
Not at 41. I'm around them all the time. Former football players and athletes. I know a lot of them. So not necessarily.
And plus, it depends on the nature of the injury. Like, like he could have had, like a shoulder injury. He could have had, like,
That's true. If I guess if it was back, or neck,
he could, he could have been a wide receiver, because most wide receivers aren't built like linebackers.
They're not linebackers. Yeah. Well, if you start working out. If you start working out, because a lot of guys build themselves up. You're skinny when you first go in, and you build yourself out. If you start working out, that stuff will, you'll slide. Okay.
That's true. Most of the people I know, they somehow they're all D-line. No, they were just all D-line.
Oh, well, you talking about D-line? You talking about huge people?
You're right.
Okay.
Yeah, you're right. I wasn't thinking about the difference.
Yeah.
He probably, if he looks like that, and plus, he's on a little phone camera too, right? So
he has no reason to lie, but
Ruby,
I still live in the neighborhood, right? This is like 80% of the people, like 70% of the people.
That's sad. You know what?
They're just regular people. Try going to a white neighborhood and see their working class people. Okay.
No, I don't care. Listen, first of all, they can do what they're doing. What I'm saying is this, right? It's not even about his objective, like how much muscle he has or how much wrinkles he has or whatever. It's about how you carry yourself and how you put yourself together, whether people are observing you or not.
And you're gonna attract the people. You're gonna attract your class of people, and he's a working class dude, and I see tons of dudes like this with women, and rolling around. If you got a guaranteed check, that's even more so. Okay.
But like, even if you were lower class, like that doesn't mean you can't put yourself together. You're just gonna
You
put yourself
could.
together with cheaper shit, right?
You could, but the thing is that these you don't have a lot of working class dudes like this don't walk around with crisp hairlines and like that. They don't.
Oh, I don't care
They're
about
not
the
fly out.
hairline. I care about, well,
I know
I
what
get,
because you're not working class, Ruby.
no. I said I don't care about the hairline and like the lineup stuff. That's an American thing. Whereas like here with the laid baby hairs and stuff, that's not a thing here.
Yeah, you what's called a bohemian, but everybody's not bohemian. Well,
No, no.
bohemians can be worse.
Well, no. What I'm saying though is like
Hmm.
that wasn't even what I was looking at. I was looking at what you actually have control of, which is if I'm going to go on camera, right? And I've heard Kevin Samuels say the same thing. If you're going to go on camera to tens of thousands of people, right?
Yeah.
Before you let the camera hit you, right?
Yeah.
Like how much self-respect basically do you
That's
have
true.
to throw yourself
But-
together?
but-
And that's what I'm talking
But
about.
what class of people is Kevin aiming at?
Well, the women who call in are
What
not high class.
Ruby? What class of Kevin tells you what class of people that he's aiming for?
Well, the men, high value men, but the
What's
women, it's just women who want a high value man. They could be any class.
In other words, those women are going on camera, right? Because they're looking for an upper class dude.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and if they want to attract an upper class dude, because basically what they're doing, they're not just coming on there to argue. They're actually coming on there to do what? To basically be seen.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing is, if you want to be noticed by an upper class dude, you got to come out with your best foot forward. Now, if you're going in an upper class dude, that means you got to be crisp, you got to be presentable, everything's got to be put together because you're in that class. But if you're a retired, if you're on Medicare, Medicare relief, and you're in the South, and you're a former athlete, and basically you don't work anymore, okay. I'm in the hood, okay? These are the normal people in the hood.
Yeah, it's not hard to throw on a hat and a shirt.
It's not, yeah, but you're overthinking this. You're trying to think about all this dude's life. He never expected really to get on. That's the issue. He just punched the buttons and I won't get on. That's why he was shocked to be on there.
But then, do you remember? I don't know if you saw this episode, but we saw an episode where another guy answered without a shirt on, and then he went and put a shirt on.
Okay.
This guy already walked away from the camera once. He has the opportunity to walk away and keep talking and put on a shirt. You know?
I know, but let's say he's in Georgia. He's an American black dude, and he's a working class dude, or even slightly lower than that. Okay, because he's on medical retirement. He ain't got no reason to get up and go to work every day. So this is him. But this is what you work with. Trust and believe. There's tons of chicks that rock with him because they're in the same boat. Even if you look at Kevin Samuels, the chicks that actually line up and actually come on, actually looking for upper class dudes, they're in the same boat. They're not that far away. They're in the same boat.
Well, and men criticize that, right?
That's true.
And they criticize showing up with a bonnet on or with, not showing up with some clothes on. Like, you knew you were calling in, take off your pajamas and go put on something decent, right?
How are you gonna call into a show looking or even critiquing a high value dude, which is a 92 corporate dude that make over 100K a year in a bonnet? Does that make sense?
No, but then likewise, I think it doesn't make sense for you to say, I'm calling in purely for the purpose of you to advertise me so I can get a woman. Yeah. And then does it make sense that you just not even try at all, like throw on a little bit of clothing, brush up the hair a little so it lays flat?
What did he say? When she said, what kind of woman are you looking for? What did he say?
He said he's not picky.
He's not picky. I just want an average chick.
This is so sad. I can't.
This is the world, Ruby. This is the world.
I don't live in this world. I'm just visiting.
I know Ruby, we already know you don't live in this world. Okay?
I don't live here.
We already know. We already put it in the chat, okay?
God damn.
And that song, I'm Different, that's Ruby.
I am. I know. This one is hurting me. Yeah. I knew it was going to hurt.
I got to answer the phone. I'll be back, y'all.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, but I'm looking at him as he's comfortable.
Yeah.
He's in his element, and this is him. So
I can't do it. Why are you guys okay with this? I'm sorry.
He's offering you what you see. You want more than you can't. Don't pick him. But I just wanted to point that out, that he's natural and he's comfortable. But
Yeah, look at that
so
man.
what? Yeah, he's comfortable.
I'm looking. I can't look away.
See, Ruby's broken. Like when Ruby's broken. Ruby's broken. This is broken her.
I'm trying.
Listen, Ruby. Ladies, if you want to see what a single man looks like over the age of 40, in his natural habitat and his element, with no kids, because he has a kid, but the kid's grown.
But she grown. Mm-hmm.
This is what a man looks like when he's just sitting around in his drawers. He probably ain't got no drawers on. He probably just got some shorts on. He free balling in there like everything. Like, look, he ain't got no shoes on, no socks on. He looked like he ain't seen deodorant in the whole 24 hours.
Right. Like you can see it on him. Do you see my problem? Like, listen, okay. I've had bad days. Like, I mean, y'all know I have a lot of health issues, and there have been times where, like, literally I needed to be on a panel, but there was no way I was going to even be able to lift my legs up to be able to get into the shower, let alone to shower that day, right? But then, I still put myself together in such a way that you couldn't see it on the damn screen. You know what I mean? On the screen, I look like a normal person who gets up and showers every day and probably lives a life outside of my house and, has perfect hygiene. And it's just like, it's to me, it's what you are choosing to present to the world, not just in general, but on a dating show. Like, that's what you're here for.
Ruby,
that's why you're here. Like, what?
Ruby, check this out. We have sat up here for hours on end. And Ruby would defend the undefensible, the Kobayashi. Ruby is strong. Where is that empathy? Where is it? Someone find empathetic Ruby today.
Bro. Deandre, you know me. When I'm sick, that filter goes away. That ability to give a shit about other people is just gone. And now it's just my opinion, unfiltered. It's gone. I'm sorry, I'm sick. That's why I said Char should never have done this to this poor man today. She knew I was not feeling well. She knew. So
hey, I'm gonna have to ask Char.
Your opinion is fine. We're gonna have to play a little bit more. Let's see what we can get, okay?
All right. I'm muting. Yeah.
All right, let's see what we can get here.
So you're open to everything?
Everything.
Every ethnicity?
Yes.
Can she have children?
Yes.
Does she have to be in Macon, Georgia?
No.
Okay. Do you have any strong deal breakers? Something you strongly would not date?
I'm big on education.
So she has to be educated?
Doesn't have to be, but I'm big on education.
Okay. You're big on education. Okay. When was your last relationship, Chris?
He's big on education. Never heard that one before.
Code word. I don't want an 85 chick. I don't want to get a rat. Y'all really want me to break this shit down? Well, good. Let's keep talking. Yeah, that's what it means. Code word.
Code. Okay. Let's see what else.
A year ago.
A year ago. Why'd y'all
November.
break? Last November?
Last November.
Why'd y'all break up?
Things just didn't work out.
Didn't work out? Okay. So
it was a mutual splitting, and we're still cool. We're still friends.
Still friends. Okay, listen, this is a question you do not have to answer, but I'm gonna ask it. You've been single for a year. When was the last time you were intimate?
Tell the truth.
3 weeks ago.
Told you.
3 weeks ago. So why not settle down with that person?
She's a jump off.
Broke up a year ago.
So the
it's
three broke
ex,
up with a year ago. You slept with 3 weeks ago?
Convenient, yeah.
Chris.
What?
I mean, how you gonna meet somebody new if you still dipping with your ex?
We've been in the middle of a pandemic. I'm not hard up and trying to meet nobody or get nothing new. Yeah.
So you're not trying to, but this show is to meet people, so you don't want to meet anybody new?
I am. That's why I hit the request button. Look at me. I'm not even presentable.
Do y'all see the chaos?
God damn. This is most people.
To say,
This is most
Because
people.
of the pandemic, he didn't want to try to meet anybody new, so
Yeah.
he's sleeping with his
He's just
ex. And
what did I tell you? Most people. He's got
No.
he basically that's it's convenience for her and him
Yeah. Like,
together, and he's had jump offs in between. So that's why I can say what is relationship versus jump offs versus hookups. You know.
Okay, but that's fine. That's cool. I'm not. That's not my problem. My problem is when you're like, I'm not hard up to meet no new people. It's a pandemic. Well, but this is a dating show, so you don't want to meet. Well, that's why I called in, bro. Either you're hired up to meet new people, so you're calling into a show to try to hook you up with someone, or you're not.
You way overthinking this, Ruby.
I know I'm
yeah,
thinking. The problem is I'm thinking at all. This is the problem. I'm just trying to
And most people do not do what?
think,
Think.
which
Thank you.
people
This
he's
this
nervous.
this is so typical. It is not even funny.
oh my
This is
god,
70% of America. They do this
I
shit, man.
I can't.
I know you can't. That's why I'm here. That's why I
It's
jumped
hurting
up
my
here.
brain.
Yeah.
Well, we have connection with
Earth to Ruby. Earth to Ruby.
Oh my god.
Earth to Ruby.
I don't know
Contact us,
how I'm gonna
please.
live through this.
Contact us, Ruby. Earth to Ruby.
Woo!
Ruby, you have to dumb yourself down.
Yeah.
Yeah, see?
Trey, you know I fail to do that constantly.
Join the human race, Ruby. Come on down. All right.
Listen,
I don't know why this is upsetting you. Oh, because you don't live in the hood. Okay, so this is like
No, because the hood here is
Oh,
not full of these people. That's
what,
why.
you don't live. You actually live in the hood, Ruby.
Well, no, I have lived in the hood. I live like right now. I live about 4 minutes away from the hood. But
So
and I've
let me
dated people who lived in the
ask
hood.
you. Let me ask you. The southern hood, which this down south, is the same as the hood in Canada.
Well, no, and apparently it's not the same as even like where my cousins live, like in Brooklyn, which is in the hood, because like that whole outward appearance. And then someone reminded me though, which is true. I have no idea if the people I was speaking to, like in just when I'm around my cousins and
Yes.
stuff, are
Yes.
Americans or Jamaicans as far as culture. So for me, it's a big deal. Like culturally, Jamaicans, like you don't present yourself like a disaster to the public ever. You just don't, right? So it's very difficult for me.
I'm gonna give you a foreign concept, Ruby. Okay, I'm gonna give you a foreign concept. Are you ready?
Mm-hmm.
It's called a spectrum, right?
Mm-hmm.
Even in the hood, even amongst hood dudes, even amongst ghetto rats and hood dudes, there's a spectrum of not only presentation but looks. There's people that are always crisp, and there's people that are really bad off, and he's right in the middle somewhere. Believe it or not.
Like I guess I am used to like even like say if you go to Jamaica, right, and like there's like you go to the homeless people, like legit homeless, been homeless for decades. They'll go to the lake and wash up. They do all this stuff to still maintain their appearance to the best of their ability, right? And the only people who really don't are people who are literally like they lost their minds long ago, right? Or people who are on drugs. So like I guess to me, and that's part of like I am projecting me onto it because like I won't even let people come visit me when I'm too sick to put myself together some kind of way because it's just like that's just so shameful. Like not even like my parents, like it's a big complex I have. So to me, I'm just looking at him and like I can't get past it.
You judging him from your class, okay, and not the class that he's in. So she's not that shocked. Okay, she's not really that shocked because she's seen dudes like plenty of dudes like this.
I don't
And
know if it's class. I think it's culture because like in like the like upper class, like not even
upper
like
class, yes.
really upper class white girls and even black girls that I was around. Is that they didn't mind being a disaster. And like I remember once like one showed up at my house when I was very sick and I was in high school and I cussed my mom for opening the door. I cussed her for showing up. I told her not to show up and look at me while I'm so disgusting. Like it was a really big deal. Whereas in them, they felt no ways about stuff like that. So I do think it is like a culture thing, but I think it's also like the way my parents specifically raised me with so much extra shame, right? Like I could not present myself in a way that would bring shame to me. Like, it just
ain't no ratchet like a country ratchet, baby. My folks is from Sweet Po, Louisiana, right? Ain't no ratchet like a country ratchet, and this is not bad. Okay, This ain't even bad.
Yeah, he actually put it together.
I mean, and plus he's in his house. He's not. He was out. If he's outside half naked, then you could say okay, you could judge him. But he's not. He's in his
Yeah,
house.
he's
Yeah,
comfortable.
He's
yeah.
comfortable.
Y'all.
Hey, Ruby.
You catch one of these chicks without their weave on and get rolling up out of bed, okay, in a long t-shirt.
But I wouldn't let you catch me like that. Oh, I wouldn't get onto a stream
And now, we're not
with
talking
me with
about
my
we're not talking
you know?
about you. We're not talking about you, Ruby. We already talked about you. We know you. We're talking about him.
Damn.
Yeah. Ruby said with me, people are stupid and predictable.
People are
Tell him,
stupid and
Deandre.
predictable.
Tell him, Deandre.
People are predictable.
Deandre from Baltimore. This is
Yeah.
this is not that bad.
That's normal, Ruby. This is normal. And listen, he's not a crackhead. He's a weed head. Like
He probably is a weed head.
There's a difference. Like, listen, look. I knew whenever he was talking and you was tripping, I said, Ruby, he's just dumb. He wasn't ready because he didn't think. He hit the thing.
He didn't expect to be on. That's all.
That's why he was like, oh shoot, it's 16. And you know what he said? He counted how many people in there, and you know what? In his brain, nigga, I ain't got a shirt on. Fuck. Well, since I'm here now,
what the hell? Yeah. Hey, Deandre, how many dudes you know like this?
Oh shit. I know so many of them niggas that I moved away.
Exactly.
He wasn't ready.
He wasn't ready.
Wanda.
Hey, Wanda. Hey, girl. Hey.
Hey, Char. Hey, Ruby.
Welcome.
Hey, Archbishop. Hey, BGS. How's everybody doing?
All right.
We'll try not to have you clutch your pearls today. So we'll be
no, she clutching them pearls.
She's clutching them now. We ain't said nothing.
Wanda, bring some sanity. Tell me you think that this is crazy. Please.
You know what? Okay. Just give me a
God.
hot second.
She's going to agree with y'all. Oh, no. I'm alone.
Yes, you are. Go sit in the corner, Ruby. And
well, I've actually just started tuning back in. I had to step away from my computer. But I mean, I'm just going to make one observation just from what I've noticed. We've, discussed, a few of Kendra G's videos, and, I watch her from time to time. And my question is, why don't these men present themselves better? I mean, how do you show up on a dating show with no shirt on? Your hair's not even combed.
Thank you.
And he looks like he still has sleep in his eye. Mm-hmm. Somebody said he looks like a weed head. He looked like he drinks cough syrup. Who is he trying to attract with this presentation? What's going on? And I've watched other videos of her, and these men, the way that they present themselves, it's like they come on there with their hair not combed, face not washed, dirty t-shirt on. Yeah.
Who do you think they're going to attract?
Well, but see, I guess this is again, because I'm like, even when I dated guys from the hood, even the American hood, Canadian hood, it doesn't matter. You were born and raised and still poor, right? Because I really, like I said, when I said I dated anyone. There's just certain things. Like, washing your face even, right? Making sure you don't got nothing up in your nose when you have a camera pointing upward, right? Put a shirt on, a hat on.
I'll give you an example, right? Because somebody posted this on Facebook, right? One of her Kendra G shows, right? And this chick was parked in, because I'm right down the street from when this chick was parked at the Slauson swap meet, right? She's parked at Slauson swap meet online, right? And she's got, she got 3 baby daddies. She's 41. She got 3 baby daddies, and all of them are gangbangers, and all 3 are in jail. Okay, that's the class of. Unfortunately, that's the class of people that she attracts to her show. So this dude is typical.
Yeah, and here's the thing. I'm gonna tell y'all ladies why the guys roll up there and don't give a damn and look like that, right? Mm-hmm. There's a woman somewhere. There's a whole bunch of women somewhere, right? And they saying to themselves, "Girl, He's a really honest, solid. He just needs somebody. If I could just clean him up,
God.
if I could polish the turd, it's gonna turn into gold.
Oh
And
my
he knows it.
goodness.
He knows it. Listen. He knows it.
No, the thing is, he looks like this. He look like he don't care. He look like he might get high, and for those kind of chicks, he looks like he might be fun. Like he said, he just banged his ex, 3 weeks ago. So and he was in a relationship for a whole year. He attracts women. So even at his age. So I know it because I see couples just like this, and I see chicks lower class chicks flock to dudes just like this. He looking for a ghetto chick. So okay, Gucci. That's why he's not picky. He just wants them to not to be too ratchet. That's why he said education is a key. Have at least
He
1
got
year.
his nerve. Did he say that for real?
Yes, he did. I'm gonna decode it for you. He wants to make sure the chick got at least 1 year community college, so she's not too ratchet.
Okay, yeah.
Don't come to me with a half a GED, okay? So there's a
if he
floor.
make it past 5th grade, I'm just saying. I don't even know. I ain't even heard the man
I
speak.
think he's looking for a mommy. I still think he's looking
No,
for a mommy.
no.
And you know what? A mommy who's educated
Nah.
is going to be able to make more
Nah.
money and pay more bills.
Nah.
That's what I think.
Nah, he ain't
We
looking
will
for a
see.
mommy. He ain't looking for a mommy. He's not looking for a mommy. What he looking for? He looking for an easy chick that's gonna lay up and kick it with him.
Yeah,
That's what he's looking for. And in other words, I got your drink, I got your smoke. Just show up. We'll kick it. We might go out and have a little fun every now and then. And that's it. He's a regular hood dude.
Yeah, like everybody gets the misconception, right? Like there's this.
Yes. You asked the question before you even ask it. Yes. And there's dudes that are worse, and there's chicks that are worse. Okay.
Yeah. Do these people realize the party got to end at some point? What the hell?
What is it? The whole Prince. I'm a party like it's 1999. Yeah. They still doing it. They don't care. I mean, I've seen dudes and chicks during the winter time, man. He'll have a little bonfire, right? Gather around with an open container, and that's their way of having a good time.
Yeah, I'm like, we have this. I think the problem is that we have this thing in our head that there's not there's this thing where if you look like this, you all the way fucked up, and if you put a suit on, you all the way over here with it. Like the light skinned dude that was up there, right? With the shirt and the shit, and he had the whole suit on. But when he kept talking, he was a whole fucking mess.
Yeah.
To be fair, we thought he was a mess before he started talking. So it's not just what you're wearing or not wearing.
But they're actually key clues to that he's actually working class, right? Okay, rather than Pookie that we talk about, no tattoos. There's no outward signs of him being a lower class, because if he was really lower class like that, there'd be the tats. He'd
be missing some teeth.
He'd be missing some teeth. There'd be a speech pattern.
Does he got a perm? Is that a perm? What's that?
I think he got dreads. He dreads, which means Deandre is probably right.
He process. I was like, okay.
No. He's got dreads. He's probably a smoker. So
yeah, he's a
like to me, like self-respect and self-confidence radiates regardless of what class you're in. It really doesn't matter.
Self-respect and self-confidence is different in the class that you're in. Okay, it's the outward appearance of and plus he's in his house. How he displays himself out in the world can be completely different. He could probably put on his clothes and put it and take his dreads down and look different. He's just in his house.
It's been 20 years.
You date my G,
you guys all talked at once.
I don't know, if you trying to date, can the woman get like the best side of you? She gotta watch you how you look when you just rolled out the bed and ain't brushed your teeth.
This is the best side of him.
Well, this is why I came up with the octane system, right? Not only are there different classes, there's different personalities inside their class, and there's tons of chicks that like him because they know he's gonna be fun. He's not serious.
You're absolutely correct. You're absolutely correct.
He's not serious. He wants to have a good time. He's willing to spend all his money till he goes broke. That kind of stuff because he really doesn't care. And there's chicks that just like that. I know
That's
them. Okay,
you're
I've
absolutely
I've
correct.
I've dated them. Okay.
Yeah, I
Well,
mean,
say he clearly owns T-shirts because he's only tan from the neck up. So that means he knows where there's a T-shirt in his room he could have put on before he put himself out on the internet. Which, for
Yeah.
the record, the internet
well,
has
you
been
know
around
what?
for decades, and they
But like
understand that
BBS
is
said,
public.
he's
Okay.
not looking for a woman who would even care if he had on a damn T-shirt. Much
Exactly.
less if it had a beer stain on the
Exactly.
front, a mustard
Exactly.
stain on it.
Exactly.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say, listen. Look what he drinking right there. Look what he drinking. You see
What's
that?
he,
What he
what
drinking?
what
It
is he
looked like
drinking?
cough syrup. That looked like Robitussin.
No,
No.
it's
No, no,
not Robitussin.
it's a
It's
grape
an energy
soda.
drink.
Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
grape. It is
Yeah.
drinking whatever he's drinking.
Yeah.
If you look at the guy, right, he's sitting there. He got purple lights in his room.
It's bad. Yeah, that's not ratchet. That's a little
Look
bit
at that,
that's a little bit
like,
more advanced. Yeah, he probably is a smoker.
yeah, he's a smoker, right? Like if you look at this guy,
That's
Hmm.
he
a
told
model
the
lamp in the
truth.
back.
He asked him every question. He
Yeah.
answered it. He didn't stutter or stumble. And you know what? You know what's the funny thing is? Oh, most women, they won't agree to this. They won't say anything. Once they get past that this dude look like this, right? And once they accept that's how he looks and they listen to what he got to say, they'll say, you know what? At least he's honest. And that right there is like the biggest thing.
Hmm.
So guess what happens? If you decide to sign up to be with this dude and it
Yeah.
don't work out, it's your fault because the nigga didn't lie to you. He told you what he was.
He is not a square. He's got a regular check. He's not working at the Piggly Wiggly for $7 an hour. Okay. He probably does hustle on the side. He probably even sells a little weed here and there. And if you go by him, and we can smoke, we can drink, we can Netflix and chill, we can whatever.
He got
So
you.
he got you. Hell, my brother. This is my brother-in-law or my
Well,
ex-brother-in-law.
thank you.
This guy, listen, buddy. This guy, you seen this guy, right? We've
Yeah.
all seen this guy in the hood, right? Well,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? We walk past him.
Plus the plus
He
the
don't,
plus the shirt. He's
yeah,
actually dressed. So yeah.
yeah. Listen, how many times you done seen a dude like if you done went down south or even on Baltimore where he walking around as hot as hell and he got his t-shirt over his shoulder and he over there chopping it up with a chick.
Or he's got the linen what is the linen suit, right?
Yeah,
The linen shirt, the linen pants. He got the sandals on. He got the dreads down. Yeah.
yeah.
That's that dude. Okay.
That's the dude. You know what I'm saying? This is Maxwell on Medicaid.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if he wants to, if he wanted the upper middle class chick, he would actually cut the dreads. He could get back in the gym and change his outfit because the way he speaks, he can go up in class if he wants. He doesn't really. He's 41. I don't give a shit, man. I just want to chill. I done the thing. I just want a chick to come by and lay up and kick it. That's what he wants.
You know, 3 weeks ago. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she just came. That's why she came. They came through. They turned on Netflix. They fired up a joint. They had a couple drinks. They laid up for a couple days. And okay, I'll see you next time.
Yeah, and then and he said, "Hey, babe, on your way out, can you hit that wash machine?" All right, cool. And she hit it, and she left. See how
Yeah,
it goes?
yeah,
And the only reason he up here is because she thinking they should get back together, and he don't want that, so he need a replacement, so to shoo her
yeah,
away. That's
yeah.
it.
Yeah, he need a regular. He looking for a regular now. He tired of the jump offs knocking on his door.
Yeah,
You got something to smoke?
exactly. That's what it is. And I'm gonna tell y'all ladies something. If a man is in the game for the longest time, right, it's better to be still plowing your ex than to be out there at a certain age with nobody. It's hard to get a woman when you ain't got nobody. You gotta have them feminine pheromones still on you. You know what I'm saying?
It's hard to get a regular woman. And he know where he at. He knows how to. He know how to get a certain standard of chicks. But thing is, certain standard chicks come with a whole lot of problems like broken windows and all kind of other crap that you don't want.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and he in Macon, Georgia, so everybody know who
Oh
he
yeah,
is.
yeah. If he was really low class in Macon, Georgia, you could tell it in like 3 seconds. No, he's
Yeah,
educated. He's actually educated. He probably
yeah,
got at least 2-3 years of school. He's actually educated, and he was what was he, a claims adjuster for insurance?
Yeah. Oh yeah, he getting
Yeah,
paid.
he does paperwork. Yeah, he's not. He's not. I mean, we can say that he's a lower class dude. He's playing lower class because he doesn't care. So he's attracting lower class chicks because they're easy. So.
Yep.
And I hope you're all right, Ruby. Have you recovered? I hope you're all right.
Nah, she
Yeah.
had.
Well, she
I'm
in the
fine.
corner. She's in
I'm
the corner
fine.
right now.
Mm.
Yeah, we trying.
I was waiting for him to say more. That's all.
Okay.
Well, we go down to Macon, Georgia, and roll around for like 2 weeks. You'll find out.
No, thank you. I'm good.
Oh, really?
Oh, the grass for sure ain't greener on the other side. If that's the other side of it,
Depends on
I'm
the kind of
good.
grass you're looking for, sweetie.
Not that.
Exactly.
Definitely not
That's why I
that.
say. That's why I say. That's why I say it's a class thing. And I actually talk to guys all the time about this class stuff. Okay. Same thing with Rom. Rom says the same thing. People don't understand class. Okay. But you get an upper class dude that's like, say, like Kevin Samuels, that can't connect with lower class women because then he's not wearing a uniform. Okay. And an upper class dude to the kind of chicks that he's messing with is a mark for those women.
No, I totally hear that. I'm just saying, that's not like me.
You. Here we go back to you. It's
not
all
me.
about you.
And that's, well, I'm just saying my opinion isn't actually based on class because he could be lower class and I could still think, oh, yeah, that's a good guy. That's a nice guy. Yeah, I probably would have dated that guy if I was single.
Yeah,
right?
but
it's not about class for me.
No, but it is about class for you because the markers that you use to date a guy, if he's got the class markers that you like, then you will date him. If he doesn't, you won't.
What are the class markers though? Because for me, just like basic hygiene and cleanliness and like a basic care of what you look like is not a class thing. That's a self-respect thing.
He's on the way to the shower. Okay.
Okay.
He basically he does. If his room has lights, in other words, that takes a little bit of planning. He could be, his room could be torn up and junky. Okay. I mean, if you want a lower class dude, he wouldn't be drinking an energy drink. He'd be drinking a 40. He'd have tats all over. Okay.
Oh,
He's got markers. I mean, he hasn't brushed his beard. Okay. We don't know what his dreads look like when we take him down. Okay.
We know what they look like now.
Yeah, we know what they look like now. The thing is, what does he look like when he actually has to go out in the world? There's a difference.
But see, you say that as though the internet hasn't existed for decades, and we don't know that when we go onto something like this, it's basically public and it's forever. Like we know that. So to me, it's equal. It's the same thing as walking outside of your house.
What are you playing, Char Willie?
I was looking at something on my phone.
Oh, okay. Okay. I thought you were playing something in the background for effect. What I'm saying, but if you notice the kind of people that she attracts, okay, that the kind of because of the way she is and how she presents herself, she attracts lower class people. She does, and these are the kind of people that are full of drama. Like I said, I'm actually going to put that up because it's actually funny because. The chick did call in, and Kendra thought she was actually joking her, right? Because she said, I'm 41, I got 3 baby daddies, they are all gangbangers. And she said, why don't you just get a regular dude? She said, because they're boring. And for those class chicks, they are boring. So it is a class thing.
All right, so I hope you recovered.
She's all right. She's all right. We brought it back down to earth.
Okay, we're gonna play some more.
We'll say all that, but yeah.
We're gonna get you straight, Ruby. We'll get you there.
All right.
I was on Clubhouse a couple of months ago and tried it out, and the shit didn't work out.
Okay, so listen, your ex-girlfriend is still kind of in your life then, because you guys still get it in.
That's because nobody else is in my life.
Okay, I guess so. Basically, you're open to meeting new people, though.
I got a jersey that somebody can. I got a #1 starting position.
He's an athlete.
The girl can be #1 starting position. Well, how about she wants to be the only position, not just starring? There's no other players besides her.
And she better be good.
She better be good.
He's talking shit too. Yeah.
one person relationship?
Always. That's why I'm single.
Always.
That's why I'm single now.
Okay. Do you want to get into another relationship?
I'm open to it. That's why I'm here. Like, I'm serious. I'm serious about, like, I'm open to having a conversation about being in a relationship.
Okay, you're open to it.
But the
You don't
person
really
has to
have
be serious.
you didn't have any preferences, and you didn't really have no strong deal breakers. So let me ask you this question: what makes you a catch? Why would a woman be lucky to be with you?
Because I meet all the requirements that, you know, the standards, the basic standards.
So what are the basic standards that you believe are the requirements?
Single, like single, not married.
You're not single. You're not single because you still
been married.
you're not married, but you're not single because you still are having sex with your ex.
Yeah, still single.
Single is like not attached to anybody.
I just told you I'm having sex with my ex because I'm not having sex with nobody else.
All right, so pause to there. You all right over there, Ruby?
Come on.
Where them pearls at? Where them pearls at, Ruby?
Oh my God.
The big dog. They was across the room, trying to pick them up and throw them again.
Oh my God! He's so.
Just like, no, he's just chaos. It's just all I get. Every time he opens his mouth, I just feel pure chaos. That's what I hear.
No,
chaos.
No,
I have a question, though. I have a question. Okay. This is just me. When women want men to tell the truth, and when we actually tell the truth, it's chaos. This is the stuff that we actually think. We just don't say it out loud.
Yep.
Right, which is fine, but the problem is if what you say conflicts with something else you just said or that you're about to say, that's chaotic to me.
What did
now,
he say?
If everything you say is all in balance with each other, even if I don't like it, it's not chaos.
What
would
he say? What did he say that was conflicting, Ruby? That's what I want to know.
I'm single.
Yes.
No, but you're still fucking your ass.
No, that don't mean anything.
But that's just because I'm not sleeping with anyone else. But hold on.
Okay.
But then she said, okay, but what if the chick doesn't want to just be a number one starter? What if she wants to be the only? Well, she better be good then. So he basically said, I'm gonna keep sleeping with my ex, even when I start dating you, right? But I'm single. Right, like I have no attachments to anyone.
Okay. What's your definition of single? Because we get into these definitions, right? Single means what? First single is what? You're not married, right? Which is the basic definition. Yeah. Second definition means that you're not in a relationship, right?
Well, no, because again. In this day and age, right? People have sexual relationships with each other, and those relations, they'll have a 10-year-long sexual relationship and keep sleeping with that person through every girlfriend they have. So the thing is, and what he said on one side was, no, I'm just sleeping with my ex because it's a pandemic. And then on the other side said, well, if she wants me to stop sleeping with my ex, she better be damn good, because otherwise I'm going to keep sleeping with her. So he literally said both things at the same time, but he's single.
So single means you're not married and you're celibate, right? Is that what single means?
It's not so much that you're celibate as in you haven't had sex since your last ex or something, but more as in if you started dating someone new, right, then whatever sexual relationships you had would end because you have no attachment in any way, whether even it's just sexual attachment to those people or those connections that you've made sexually.
And when women come up with these categories, man, this stuff gets kind of like it's like
it's really not that messy because men
it is messy.
No, men would expect the same thing. If they're paying for your dates and they're taking you out and they're claiming you, then they don't expect that you're fucking other people, right? Like I mean, it's just like it's not like a rocket science kind of complicated thing. You can't say you're single if you're not only sleeping with other people, but that you will continue to sleep with those other people regardless. So when the new person shows up, right, you're going to sleep with the new person and you're going to sleep with the person you're still sleeping with now. Then no, you're not singles. And if they start dating you, well, you won't be sleeping with and seeing other people right now because he just said he will.
So when a man is dating you, that doesn't mean he has stopped sleeping with other people until he decides that you're going to be exclusive. That's what exclusive means, right? That we don't go out on a date just because you don't have other people. Okay. And the men assume that assume unless he's really checked you out that you do have the other people that you're seeing. Just because you showed up doesn't mean that you have nobody. Men don't assume that.
What if she's looking for the number one spot? Well, she better be damn
Well,
good then. But I'm
well,
single, no attachments.
What in the hood that's hood speak.
I would say this.
Still dissonant.
I would say
No,
this.
it's not dissonance. It's common.
I would say this. He's saying, okay, he is speaking as majority of most men that are in that part of their life are thinking.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Hence, that's why I was a professional side dude, right?
Mm-hmm.
That you have listen. We have to get to this understanding that we understand that women think about things differently than the way men think. He's basically saying, listen, I have an opening. I am open for being with one woman long term. I'm ready to do that. I'm fine with that. I don't care. She just has to be not stupid. And what that means, not stupid, is that she has to have some education. And the education didn't really mean scholastically. It means navigating life. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what he really meant. He didn't care about the books because you got a whole bunch of book smart, dumb motherfuckers, right? And he knows that. He been, we know that in life. So,
right, but Dre, when you were a professional side dude,
right,
you were also not open to having a relationship at that time. That's why you were in the professional side dude category.
How do you know that?
Okay. I was open. It was just that if y'all break up, we break up. See, like that's a whole different thing, right? But
no, do you hear? No, you were not trying to find a girlfriend at the time. Like you literally, we've had this conversation, and you said you weren't looking for a girlfriend at the time. This is how you got into that, and you didn't want anything messy, you didn't want anything complicated, you didn't want anything like attached like that.
Yeah,
right?
And then you know how I got out of it?
You found your wife.
There you go. See, like I'm not going to dry dick while I'm looking.
Explain that to her, Deandre. Explain that to her.
Okay, but
she hasn't got that concept because this is Ruby. I'm going to be celibate until I find a relationship.
It's because he wasn't looking for his wife. He just found her, right? Which is different than this guy who has turned around and said, hi, I'm going to go put myself on a dating show to say I'm looking for a relationship right now. And don't worry, I'm single. I only sleep with my ex because of the pandemic, but I'm going to keep sleeping with my ex even when I start dating you.
Who is he advertising to, Ruby?
Women.
What class of women, Ruby?
Whatever women are watching.
Exactly. What class is that, Ruby?
I have no idea where Shari finds these shows from.
Stop watching. Don't watch the guys. Next time, Char, play some of the women from the show. Okay.
Thank you.
Put those up there, and you'll find out exactly what class of people that she's attracting.
Listen, and Ruby, I'm gonna say this right here, right? Is that what he's basically saying? He's basically saying, this is where I'm at. Now, if you're coming in here, there is no pressure. Take your time. I'll give you all the time you need, long as we're working towards the relationship. Once we both mutually say this is a good thing, I'll stop messing with the ex. But I will tell you this: I'm not going to be dry dick in these streets. That's not happening, right? And look, see, remember we had this whole thing. Like Bonda, we was all talking, and Bonda was saying 6 months. You're gonna wait 6 months. And but she didn't really mean it like that, but we got the gist of it, we joke about it. But there was a concession. If you got some side chick that you smashing, I'm still not gonna fuck you. We'll work through it. Now when we get together and we like straight and everything's going, that gotta be cut off. It's the same thing.
Yeah.
And here's the other part of that.
Fitness Mom said the same thing before she got with her husband. She said the exact same thing.
And here's the other part of that, right? A dude is more relaxed that if I go out with you, right, and I'm not going to push the issue, I'm not going to give you something that or whatever, I'm going to get to know you because the physical part is already being met somewhere else. And remember, that's his ex. They're not together. She's probably working on a dude herself. She's not making these fucking problems either because she got him and they understand one another. Like, look, we gonna smash, and this is what's gonna be, and this is going, and we gonna meet each other's needs on the physical level, and then we gonna break apart and go over here. And that's what it is. He already said it. He's like, look.
See, but I understand him too. And see, the thing is, right? A guy who's only going to be sleeping with his ex until we get serious says, if we get serious, right? If we get that far, if we know, blah, 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 we become he'll say that. When I hear, and I've heard this, I've seen this, I was out there at one point in the dating world. Thank you very much. I'm not some old dried up crony. Now, when I hear, right? Well, she better be damn good then. What I hear is him saying he will forever be fucking his ex. That's what I heard. I heard him say it loud as day. As long as she offers it, he will accept. And the only way he won't accept is if the new JJ is so spectacular that he cannot afford to risk losing it.
That's not it.
That's it. That's what I heard.
Right, let me talk to Ruby.
Okay.
Are you listening?
Yes.
Okay. He's actually saying, "Hey, I'm cool. I'm trying to meet somebody." Just what I'm going to reiterate what they just said, but just a little bit different. He's saying, "Hey, I want to meet somebody, but I know the person I first meet, it may not work out. A couple of weeks or so, we might not sleep together. And if I'm going to sleep with my ex, I'm going to sleep with my ex. But if maybe week 3, we seem to be doing all right, the next woman or whatever, and week 4, then you want to sleep together. Now, I'll make some changes because now we want to get together. We want to be together. But you do have to be something because I'm not giving that up if she calls and she want me to hit it. Now, it may not sound nice, but he's going to do it. And most men do. It's not nice. It sounds creepy, but they do.
Most women do.
Right. Right. And that
they just don't talk about it.
Ex. Think about what his ex is doing. She probably find out, but she doesn't care. Well, I'll keep sleeping with you until you stop. Or hopefully I'll get somebody because I want to scratch my itch. You want to scratch yours. We're gonna keep scratching until. And that's what people are doing now. Yeah,
they've been doing
that's not what I'm doing.
They've been doing it.
I'm not saying you. I'm just saying that's what's going on. That's why he's comfortable. That's why he's comfortable saying, "Yeah, I'm gonna keep on." Yeah, what's the problem? You don't understand that?
If you start dating 8, 9, or 10 and expect that she's not sleeping with somebody else, either she's a unicorn or you're sadly mistaken.
Or maybe she's just not into this casual sex whole culture. Like,
there could be some out there too.
Why are you laughing? Not everyone is into this whole culture.
Okay, all right. Okay, Ruby.
It's
be a soundbite. So
you have 2 women on this panel who have had long discussions about them not being part of whole culture. Okay, so not everyone is.
I didn't say everyone was. I said most.
Okay,
it's been that way. They just don't, the whole culture means they're open about it now. That's the only difference. They've been doing this shit.
Not everyone has. Why?
I was 19 years old. I was in college. You know what the rule was with a chick just getting married?
What?
You know what the rule was? Wait 6 months.
Okay.
In other words,
what?
After 6 months, the bloom will be off the rose, and she'll be tipping out behind his back. That was the rule.
Then what's the point of getting married?
Because you want to be married. Married is an accomplishment. Just like, what's the point of going to school?
There's also a duty. You make vows.
Duty in the black community.
I love Ruby.
Are we serious? Yeah, I do too.
I love Ruby.
Do what? Like, I was just saying.
Okay. Ask the professional side dude. Okay, about duty.
No, I don't want to ask Drake.
I mean,
I know
hold on a
what you was
second.
gonna
Okay,
say.
DeAndre, in your I can say escapades as a professional side dude, what percentage of those women are actually married?
75%.
Only 70, only 75. That's pretty low.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I said I wasn't asking
yeah,
DeAndre.
75. And
That was
77.
Asia, though. That was Asia,
That was
Oh,
North Virginia.
now that Norfolk,
brother.
Virginia,
Oh,
Sandy. Okay, why do you
Yeah.
call them? Okay, why do they call the people in San Diego, in L.A. From the ports, call them Westpac widows?
I've never heard of that term.
Okay, so
Explain to them what Westpac widows are, Deandre.
Westpac widows is basically when a guy goes on deployment, right? Because it's San Diego's major military, right? It's Navy bases, Marines, and all of that, right? And you got your special forces guys, your SEALs. That's what you're thinking. So when the guy goes on deployment, he's usually going for 6 to 9 months. He's gone. So the thing is your wife is my girlfriend for 6 to 9 months. Right? And she knows that he's over there doing whatever the hell. There's no possible way a dude could be on the ship with a whole bunch of dudes for 3 months, cross the ocean and pull into a port, and he gets something jumped on his lap and he ain't snatching something. It's an unwritten rule. So
it's a tacit agreement. Yeah.
Yeah. And listen, and then you got the sub base that's up in Seattle, and people don't even know that in the United States, Seattle, Washington. Well, Washington State is the biggest swinger capital in all of the United States. It's like swinging is an Olympic sport over there. Like, you know what I'm saying? You go for your gold medal. So it's a thing that people don't talk about, but it's just out in the open now. That's just what it is. And if you do your duty like you're supposed to do your duty, and she does her duty like she's supposed to do her duty, then 2.5 months before he's supposed to come back, then she passed you over to a homegirl that her husband's leaving. You know what I'm saying? And then you go on, right? Now, the reason why I said 75 percentile is because I was a bougie nigga. You know what I'm saying? I need to get paid. You know what I'm saying? I'm not messing, you know what I mean?
You're not taking no risk for nothing.
Yeah, I got to get paid. You know what I mean? I'm like, these Timbs got to get on these feet. This gas prices went up too. It was, you know what I'm saying? Woo, gas went from 105 a gallon all the way up to like 2 something. We got to fill up this gas tank. You know what I'm saying? I was, and you know what I mean? That's what it was. And then when I came to Japan, I'm thinking, oh man, you know, I got that lie. The submissive, wonderful Japanese, you know, nope. Guess what happened? See, at least the women in the States would wait 2 days, make sure their husbands was out to sea. These bitches, the motherfucker just pulled out into the harbor and they out there home. They had no motherfucking chill.
NCO club immediately.
NCO club. They was, and then they went to San Diego, and then they'll be down in what is that? The Trophy Lounge down there on 32nd Street. You know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Ling, Maria, and Becky getting it. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest with you, I'm gonna just be straight up and honest with you. Majority of the women that were like on the side dude mode, it wasn't really black women with that.
Thank you.
It wasn't really the black women with it. It was Becky, Ling, and Maria. They was on it. They was on it. Black women, if a black woman was on it, she was looking for an out. She was basically about to take half this shit and bounce because he was fucking up. He got caught up like that. It wasn't what you think it was. You know,
okay, but hold on. I feel like we're venturing really far from Buddy right here because the thing is, right? Because A, he's not a professional side dude, and B, he didn't lose a girl to professional side dude or whatever, right? So I want to kind of refocus back on him a little bit, and I just want to say this again. Okay, fine. I hear the argument that if you have literally no standards for the new girl that you want in your life, well, then I guess you don't have to present yourself any kind of way. However, if you have any form of standards, right, that at least splash your face with some water, put on a shirt and a hat, and pretend you like to look like a person on a daily basis. That's all I'm saying.
He
Ruby,
would be
I
lying.
wanted to say this to real
They
quick to Ruby.
lie.
This
Because
is
we
the
know
thing,
you,
Ruby.
hold on. Because we know in relationships, right? When you first meet that person, that's the best they're gonna be.
She is so
Yo, he's
snooty.
gonna go down from here,
He's so
bro.
snooty.
That
Who's signing
and I
up to
just
go
don't
down
buy
from
what
here?
Ruby was saying earlier because I'm Haitian descent and I live down here in South Florida with a bunch of Jamaicans. Throw that shit out the window because that Jamaican class thing for poor Jamaicans, bullshit. Straight bullshit. Number one. Number two.
Wait,
Number
hold
two.
on, no.
Wait,
Address that
let me
further. No,
land.
expand further.
I will. Let me land.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
That let me and also with this. This is middle America, Ruby. That's what I really came on just to say. This is middle America. Like white, black, Asian, otherwise. In America, this is middle America. Right? So like it's not I agree with BGS difference in classes and whatever, but like this pretty much outside of that top 2 tier, like once you start creeping down that top 25%, yeah, this is middle America right here. Shirtless, hair kind of messed up, but they still kind of speak well. They're a little sassy, but they're not too sassy. Like, yeah, this is middle America. This dude right here, and the women of his cohort, you know. But when I was saying with Jamaica or you know, this, like island people have this weird thing where we really think we got this type of class that we really don't have, right? Like unless you part of the elite classes in Haiti or Jamaica or Bahamas, you're pretty much just a regular ass Joe. And like and living Caribbean people don't be taking care of themselves that much better than anybody else. That's bullshit.
Well, actually, again, first of all, none of my family, for the record, are elite. In Jamaica, they live in backwoods country. Like no one even has internet. No one even really has TV or indoor. A lot of things. So no, my family is not from the elite class. But the idea that you would honestly go out on road and you haven't washed your face and washed your body and made yourself presentable. No, you don't do that. You just don't. Period. Now, you might not have the nicest things in the world to dress yourself up with, and you might not have this is what I was saying. You might not have a fancy hairstyle, and you might not have, the fancy clothes and whatever, but you put yourself together and you make sure that you are clean. You know what I mean? You make sure that you're taken care of, right? You don't just walk out on road when you're dirty. You don't walk out on road when you're a whole mess, right? What you're doing inside your house when no one else can see you is one thing, but how you present yourself to the world is a completely other thing. And that is a consistency, not just within my family, but just in general within Jamaican culture across the board.
Maybe I'm coming across the wrong Americanized Jamaicans, but I'm around Jamaicans coming straight off the plane. I don't know. Maybe I'm dealing with I'm interacting with a different type. But down here in South Florida, we got a large Jamaican population, a large Haitian population, a sizable Bahamian population, Puerto Rican, Dominican. Like we have, and the St. Croix, St. Thomas, name them, St. Lucia. We have all of them down here, and I've definitely met the people you're speaking of. That I have them represented in my family also, but we're always clean and we wash our face and nah. No.
Yeah,
I'm sorry, just no.
I will say off the bat that I can't speak to South Florida.
You're saying
no, I'm not
rare?
I'm not saying it's rare. I'm saying that what I see in the Caribbean community, at least here in South Florida, is the same things I see around America.
Right. So what you see
is clean people. There's
first generation,
not so clean people.
second generation, westernized people. Because again, like I said, I'm talking.
But no, Ruby,
first
I'm telling
generation.
you, I'm talking about people that's coming straight off the plane. Also.
Okay, so people who are coming straight off the plane from Jamaica who land in South Florida, they don't shower. They don't wash their faces. They don't try to make themselves look presentable before they go out on road.
That's not what I'm saying.
That's literally what you're saying.
Yes,
because that's
no.
what I said.
No. I said yes and no. In other words, some people yes, some people no, just like everybody else on planet Earth. Some people don't wash their ass sometimes when they leave the house. Some people do. Some people take care of themselves. They do their hair. They make sure their breath is nice. They make sure their clothes look nice, whether it's affordable or not. I mean, cheap or not, like you said. Some people not so much.
Yeah,
I
except
That's what I'm
see.
saying.
but again, you know, it just like, even I don't know, I can't talk about Haiti because I don't know anything about Haitian people. I've said that before. I've never even met one except for on the internet. So I can't speak about Haiti or Haitian people. I can speak about Jamaican people. I can speak about Dominicans a little bit because them I know a little bit more, and I know people who've lived there for long periods of time. And what I do know is that, yeah, no, actually there is definitely a standard within the countries that I'm referring to, including obviously in Jamaica proper, right, in Dominican proper. When you don't have toothpaste, you can't afford all that expensive stuff out on road. They actually know how to use natural things like orange peels and whatever to freshen your breath. You know what I mean? They know how to do other things because self-grooming and self-care is actually incredibly important. Now, again, what their standard of the best that they can do, given the fact that they come from poverty without all of the flashy things that Americans have, like flat irons and curlers and this, they might not have those things, but them putting themselves together to the best of their ability, them putting themselves in a state of cleanliness and hygiene to the best of their ability. If you find the rare occasional one-off that is actually Jamaican born and raised, I obviously, yeah, there's going to be one-offs that prove a rule, but you're going to try to say that it's not part of the culture. Okay, I then challenge you. Why don't you go down to one of these countries and live there? Just like in the real country. You don't even have for like a week.
Part of the culture. I always push
No,
back
you
on
said it
this
was bullshit.
weird ass
You
notion.
literally said it was bullshit.
Yeah, no, I am saying
First
it's
of
bullshit.
all,
No, I am saying it's bullshit.
Right.
Let me land and explain what I'm saying. What I'm saying is I always push back on. I'm sorry.
Z. Do you have anything on what was played on the screen?
Yes, yes, I do. This is Middle America. That was my point. I'm sorry, but yeah, the
and for
dude
the
just
record,
represents Middle
I'm not
America.
the one who said anything about class. BGS did.
I know.
So,
I was listening. I was listening to the whole
right,
time.
and yet you're pushing back against me just talking about my culture.
No.
Okay.
Well, you took it offensive. And I'm sorry, Char. Just 60 seconds. I'll shut up about this subject.
Mr.
I'm pushing back.
Z.
I'm sorry, Char.
The screen, please.
Yes, Char.
Where did you get this echo box from? I love it. It's great, Char. Char's like, people don't listen to me when I talk normally. I got something for y'all.
He just, to me, he represents middle of America, especially if he's from Georgia. You know, I'm from Miami. We're not too far. Yeah, yeah. I'm used to this look down here. Yeah, it's almost fashionable to look a little disheveled. So that's a weird Southern thing that's definitely popped up over the past couple decades. Yeah, so yeah, I'm used to this look, and you'll be surprised how many people you would see sporting this look, but yet they're not doing as bad in life as you think, you know. And I'll pause right there.
Thank you. We'll continue.
Okay, fair enough.
It's random and like, yeah. I gotta tell you, I still got needs. I'm a man. I travel. Like, that's the other thing. I travel too. So I'm getting ready to get back on the road. So like, I'm not really looking for sex. Is not the first and main thing in my life. I'm not sex driven.
Okay. All right, but okay. So what are the requirements that you believe you meet that women desire?
My only requirement is really to be able to travel. Like I said, I don't care if you have kids, but kids do prevent people from traveling. And I'm retired and I can freely travel. If you want to come with me, we can travel together.
Okay, you like to travel. Do you want more kids?
I'm open to it, but not necessarily, like, I'm not looking to make more kids. I'd rather practice.
You'd rather practice, but the goal isn't to create another child. Chris, do you have any appearance requirements? Do you want a woman that looks a certain way?
No, but I'm physically fit. I mean, I'm 41, I'm 6 foot, 205, and I maintain my, health is very important to me.
Okay, so you want a woman that potentially is also fit? Does that matter to you?
I mean, we got to be healthy.
You can be skinny and not healthy.
Exactly, and you can be fat and healthy. So, right. Again, I'm not picky, but I travel. I travel and walk up steps.
Travel and walk up steps. I've never asked this question before. I'm just gonna ask it to you, and again, you don't have to answer it. How long can you go without sex? Because you're saying that you know.
9 months. I did a 6-month celibacy test, and I end up going 9 months.
Okay, so you can control that urge if need be.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so let's do it. This is Chris in Macomb, Georgia.
Okay.
He's 41. He gets height. You know you fit the height requirements. You're 6'2", you said?
6 foot.
6 foot. He's 6 feet. He has one child that's 22. He's a retired college football player, and also used to work in insurance.
That's it.
All right. He's a tourist. His birthday is May 6th. He's open to having more kids, not necessarily the goal, but open to it. He doesn't have a lot of requirements. He's open to meeting all types of women. You don't have to be in Macon, Georgia. He does like educated women, he said. And he believes he has all the requirements that women desire. What's so funny, Chris?
You said I believe.
I mean,
I've been paying attention. Like it's kind of like the same thing. I don't cheat. I'm not gonna beat you. I don't sell drugs. I got dreads. Look, I was getting ready to get in the shower for real. Like, I'm sleepy. I've been up since 5 o'clock this morning.
Okay.
So, literally, BGS just said
I
that.
know about women. They're gonna DM you. They're gonna be in your DM. So you gotta keep me posted. Give them your Instagram name.
I got 2 of them. Which one am I on?
No, give the one that you're currently on.
I don't know which one that is. Oh, yeah,
okay,
12,
it's 1, 2.
C-dub.
It's 1, 2, C-dub. 1, 2, C-dub.
12.
1, 2, C-dub 12. All right, 1, 2, C-dub 12, ladies and gentlemen. This is Chris. If you want to meet him, go to his DMs, go to his comments. So, Chris, I'm not sure if you know how our show works, but they're
really.
gonna DM you, and they're also gonna go to your comments. So make sure you check both places for new people. Okay.
I'm looking.
Okay. All right, bye, baby.
I appreciate you. Like I said, I'm a new fan. Like, I didn't know. Next time I'm gonna be presentable.
Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you for being a new fan. Tell all your friends about us.
Will do.
Okay, bye, baby.
You hear that?
You see that, Ruby? Towards the end, he literally addressed everything that we were talking about. He was going to the shower.
No. He said that earlier.
Be presentable.
Sir, you missed that at the very beginning. He actually said that he was right about to take a shower.
So all of those things. So exactly. So like what's I mean, he said it. So
he did. It's not. Kendra didn't call him and catch him off guard, right? It's not like this was like a pop up and he chose his number out of a hat, right? He knew he was about to jump into the shower. And then he went, oh, Kendra's live. Oh, I know what I'll do. I'll call in right now. And then I'll sit my ass here for an indeterminate amount of time, 10, 20, 30 minutes, do nothing about myself. Probably because we've determined this earlier. He's probably a little high after, smoked a J after a long day.
How do you know it was 30 minutes, Ruby? How do you know it was 30 minutes?
Because I think he said 20. I think he said 20.
It was
I
10
think
minutes, but it's okay.
He said 10 minutes.
Whatever. 10 minutes then. Okay. It's pie time, man. You lose track of time because he might have sat down for a second thinking he'll get up really quick and get a shirt or something. Lost track of time. Okay, because he had, and now,
go ahead,
but the point is, okay, is that he didn't get caught off guard.
Yes, he
did.
did.
No, he didn't. You know how he did it? Because he clicked the link.
Ruby, the brother said it earlier, right? He said he probably was bullshitting around. He thought he wasn't gonna get chose, and then Kendra picked on him, and he was like, "Oh shit!"
Shit. It happens to Kevin all the time too. He said, "Oh, I didn't think you would pick me, or I didn't think you'd get
right." And then they get mocked for that because it's stupid. Right?
But people still do it. People do stupid stuff all the time.
Yes, and I'm gonna call it out as stupid.
Well, okay, well, fine, call it stupid, but don't rate him as like, okay, he's a bad child. People do stupid stuff all the time. It's called being Ruby. I know.
I didn't say he was bad.
No, hold on, Ruby. I know this is a foreign concept. It's called human.
No, it's not about that. It's about the fact that just like that other guy who got caught off guard because again they click the link and they have no idea they're gonna get on the show. It just magically happens. But anyway, the point is, it's like the other guy who put his phone down, just like this guy put his phone down earlier, walked away and put on a shirt. But this dude walked away and then came back and nothing was different. But he could have taken that time to put on a shirt.
He's getting ready to get into the shower, Ruby. Why would we put on a shirt?
Because he
He probably
called into a dating show to hook a brother
Oh,
up.
okay. Okay.
And when
Hold on, Ruby. Let me explain it to you. Right. This is how most people think. Right. She got 1,000 people. I'm probably not going to get picked. So let me do this. So why don't I put myself into the queue? Go take the shower. So it's going to probably take like 30, 40 minutes to get to me. So by that time, I'll be out of the shower. I'll have something on, and I'll
exactly.
be ready.
Right. And
That's what
then
he
Or
he could have
thought.
thrown
He was
on a
he was
shirt.
he's
he
a
was wrong.
retired father of a 22-year-old. At 41 years old, he's already retired, and he travels, so that means
No,
he got
honey.
some money left.
No,
And
honey. He's medically retired. There's a
It's,
okay,
difference.
so
it
he's
doesn't
met.
matter. It doesn't
He's
matter.
and so he doesn't
No, it's
really
just the
play into
implication he was
respectability
making.
politics that way. So for him, it's like, yeah, I don't got a shirt on. Oops, oh well, right?
Yeah.
It don't really matter, right?
Yeah.
Because
Okay,
I'm
That's exactly
good.
41
like
and
that all the time.
retired.
Pretend your image doesn't matter at all, even though
It
we all
doesn't.
know it does. No, it absolutely does. People absolutely judge you in what, 5 seconds, 7 seconds? They make
Yeah.
a whole lot of
I'm pretty sure
assumptions
his
about
DMs
you
are
and
full
judge
right
you or
now.
not. Bet they're
I'm
Well,
not.
almost certain his DMs are full.
Bet they're not.
and your image, you know, because me and Kevin talked about this like 2, 3 years ago. Because I actually wanted him to actually talk about what image fits a certain class of people. Your image is different depending on the class of person that you're talking to. It does. It really does. And the kind of chicks that he wants, that's not tied down to a 9 to 5 because he wants to roll around and travel. Probably some chick that's probably some chick in the same state that he's in, that's medically retired or on Medicare, Medicaid, or whatever it is, and retired. They can roll around and do the same stuff that he does. That's what he wants. That's what he's looking for. So
He
See,
made that
a chick just like him.
travel. He wants to
Hmm?
travel.
Yeah. If you're not tied to a clock and you have a steady income, you can travel.
yeah, but how big is that income if it's like
It doesn't have to
disability?
be. It doesn't have to be that. Okay, the disability, depending on what your income was before you actually got medically disabled, could be anywhere from twelve
Well, we
hundred
know
to
what
like
he was making, right? Like, well, not what
we
he was
don't know
making,
what
but he was an insurance claim adjuster.
we
So
don't
what
know
does
what he
that
was.
make on average?
It depends. It depends on the insurance company. Depends on the number of years. It could be anywhere from $3,000 to like $6,000 a month
Yeah.
if you're a claims adjuster. In fact, we talked to what was her name? She's actually was on Be Just for Women. Okay, she made like 6, 7, 8 grand a month being a claims adjuster because she went to FEMA. She did disaster areas, right?
Okay.
FEMA camp, and she made a whole lot of money. So it
And then, so
depends.
what would disability be? So let's say 6,000. So then, what would your disability payment be?
It'd probably be like 3 grand a month,
Oh, okay, so like 50%.
something like that. Yeah.
Okay, so
Yeah,
then,
minus your tax, you know, with it probably with probably little to no tax.
mhm.
And
Okay,
you living in Macon, Georgia, which is your expenses are low. You can travel.
okay. So then, yeah. So you're making like $3,000 a month. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I think the South is just generally cheaper to live in than say New York, right? So,
Mm-hmm. Or
you're
Toronto.
yeah, no, Toronto. I wouldn't even live in Toronto proper. It's ridiculous. But yeah. So okay, fine. So he's got a little bit of money, probably maybe a little bit of money saved up. I don't mean,
Mm-hmm.
we don't know if he's making payments on that house or whatever. We don't know those types of details.
Mm-hmm.
Fine. Okay. So he wants someone he can travel with.
Yeah.
Now, last time I checked, and we said this, right? He wants someone who has a little bit of education, so that way it's not bottom of the barrel ratchet,
Right.
right? But ultimately, again, because
Keep going. You're getting it. Keep going.
okay, but the thing is, right? Fine.
Okay. No,
This man appeals.
find the positives, Ruby, before you find the negatives. Find the
Well, I was
positives.
just gonna say this man appeals. You said, well, it's different classes. Okay, so let's say he's
Mm-hmm.
appealing to the
Working
lower
class woman.
middle. Okay,
Yeah,
so then the middle class woman.
Yeah.
Okay, so if he's appealing to the middle class woman, as
Mm-hmm.
we said earlier, every class has different levels to it,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Mm-hmm.
So the woman who does not get phased at all by you looking like a bum who doesn't care about your appearance
Why does he
is
look like
going to
Why does he look like a bum going to the shower?
see. You can keep saying that, but the thing is, right, when women are watching this, right, because again, 7 seconds, you make your decision, right? I made that decision in 7 seconds a long time
Okay.
ago. Nothing that's been said since then has changed my initial perception of him.
Let me ask you a question. What if he came out with tats and he had missing teeth?
I don't really care about the tats part. So with the missing teeth, I would have the same general issue, because to me, it's a hygiene issue. It's a caring about your appearance issue, caring about your health kind of issue. Those are things that I am judging. I don't really care what class you come from or how much money you make or where you live. I do care about how much you care about you.
Okay, if he's outside and he in his hygiene is something rather than him going to the shower. Okay, is that would that make a difference?
Sorry, ask that again.
In other words, say instead of him being in the house, hitting the phone with probably a towel wrapped around his waist, going to the shower, he's outside and he's disheveled. Would that make a difference?
For me, no.
Why?
Well, because, and again, maybe this is now an age thing a little bit, because he would be a little bit older than me, but we understand quite clearly that the internet is equivalent to being outside. In fact, if anything, it's a little less private than just walking outside of your house, because not only are tens of thousands or maybe millions of people going to view it, but it's forever, right? Whereas in you stepping outside of your door, maybe 5 people on your block will see you, right? And even then.
So some people are aware of 10,000 people looking at you, but the internet is so pervasive and so normal. And I can tell you because, because I've, how many hours online of being in a hangout or being in a stream, right? Being on a panel with people. People get awfully comfortable after a while, and they think that they're in their living room. They really do. They don't think about we have to constantly remind people. Okay, there's 3 or 4 or 500 people listening to you. Yet you're not in your living room. We're not sitting in a room talking to each other. They forget, and people are so comfortable with the internet. It's like part of their life. It's like the Truman Show. It's just part of life. They don't care.
Well, yeah, it's the same thing though, and this is why I said, to me, I would equate that with someone who doesn't care that they walked outside of their house in their house slippers and wearing their pajamas. And to me, it's the same thing, because ultimately, right, there's always something in the back of my head that lets me know I'm presenting myself to
in Georgia. You got chicks going to Walmart in their fuzzy slippers and their pajamas.
Right, and I find that horribly embarrassing.
Well, in other words, we get back to what I say would be class, right?
Mm-hmm. But that's my point. So for a man who wants to be traveling all over the place and stuff like that, like, wouldn't you want to be appealing to somebody who maybe has the presence of mind and self-respect to not present themselves like that out in public?
Maybe not.
Okay.
In other words, you present yourself to the kind of people you throw out the bait to the kind of women that you want to attract, and vice versa.
I think, Ruby, is something that you might want to consider, and excuse my background, is that all the things, because me and you are not too dissimilar in age, all the things that all these rules that we grew up with, even as millennials, all that shit's out the window. Everybody freestyling when it comes. You'll be surprised of who's upper class acting a certain way, who's lower class that you would think is upper class, especially, down here in South Florida, like in the South in general. Like, a lot of that shit don't apply no more.
I'm not saying class. I keep saying that, and you guys keep repeating class as though it matters, but it doesn't.
Okay, well, some people don't care about gravity, but it's there just the same.
Yeah, class is there, but even whether you are lower class, whether you're bottom of the barrel in class or you're super upper class, you can still present yourself to the world
you can,
in a certain way.
You can, but that doesn't mean that you necessarily will, and most people don't.
Right, but if you have that self-respect, you will. Regardless of how broke you are, regardless of how poor you are.
If and buts with candy and nuts. Okay.
Right. So that's my problem. But that's my problem.
I know. We know. We've been trying to get you out of that problem for the last, hour or so.
Well, but you're not going to get me out of the problem, because my whole issue is that, okay, to me, he's showing that he lacks self-respect. And so that is problematic if you are going on to a dating show, unless you also want to attract like-minded people who also lack self-respect.
You keep saying that, but self-respect shows up differently with different people.
And you're engaging in a weird form of respectability. And I think, like, it's funny you mentioned the word respect, and it's, by the way, it's not a negative thing per se, but it doesn't really apply here.
Yeah, and you got to remember, a lot of time women think dudes are supposed to be chicks, and dudes are not chicks.
No, No,
No, they're not.
that's not it. No, you're absolutely
It
right. They're not, and
they're
that's not
not.
at all what I'm saying.
And then what the thing is, you're thinking from a female mind state, and he's not a
Yes,
female.
because he's trying to appeal to women.
To what kind of women? What
Well,
class of
that's
women?
my point.
I've been telling you who will actually hit his DMs up, and probably already have.
Like I say, if that's what he's looking for, gentlemen, if that's what you're looking for,
Yes.
is bottom of the barrel plus one
They don't-
baby step up because she has like a semester of community college, then
Yes.
cool,
Yeah,
present
yes.
yourself this way.
Yes.
But
Yes.
if you don't want that, if you want maybe several steps up from that,
Okay.
then
Okay.
you probably don't want to present yourself this way.
What does several steps up look? Exactly. I knew it'd be exactly.
Let's see. Wash your face, straighten up your eyebrows.
So you two gentlemen would present yourself on a dating show like that? I mean, hey, different strokes for different folks. Like you were saying, there's going to be some women that are going to clamor and jump on that DM.
Yes.
So, but I'm asking you two gentlemen, just for the sake of asking the question, would you show up on a dating show without your damn shirt on, looking like your face ain't been washed in 2 days? Like you ain't brushed your teeth, you ain't combed your hair. Would you actually do that?
People put this kind of stuff up on their Facebook, okay, where it's permanent.
And to answer you, no, I wouldn't. I'm actually low key a metrosexual, so no, I wouldn't. No, I wouldn't. But I understand this person as a man.
He doesn't care about that. So, and basically, so he just said, basically, like I said, he got caught off guard, okay, and once she picked him, he said, "What the hell?" He didn't care. It is what it is. It's a one off, and he explained it. He's not like I sit there in my shorts and waiting for Kendra to pick me. No, he didn't do that. He explained himself.
Yeah, proudly. I mean, he even panned the camera down because this is just again
Anyway,
no shame, none.
There is no shame on the internet anymore. I may be wrong, but I see this all the time. There ain't no shame on the internet, especially on Kendra G's show.
They keeping it real.
They're keeping it real, and I said, Slauson and Western. She's at the Slauson swap meet. Well, I know where it is. It's a hood swap meet, and she's talking about her 3 baby daddies that are all in jail, and they've all been gangbangers. You tell me, who would you rather date, this dude or that chick?
Move to a different city. Oh my God, that
Los Angeles. That's Los Angeles. Okay, there's places like that in there. If you live in an urban city, there's people like that, and places like that all over. So I don't care where you live. That's L.A. and you have lower class people, you have upper class people. Because like Dylan Sperling from that area, he's an attorney. Okay, if you drive like 3 miles. Is it 3 miles? Like 3 miles west of that, you get to people in multi-million-dollar homes. So that's any city. You don't have this big expanse of mileage between a suburb and an upper class neighborhood. You got inner city people and poor people like right next door to upper class people.
Yeah, as far as with the no shirt, well, he was caught off guard. He said 10 minutes and he was going to hop in a shower. I give him that. That's what he said. I can believe that. But, get a man a chance. Get a man a chance. But seriously, they're going to hit him up in that
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, they're going to hit him up.
41, you got to check. He travel. They hitting him up already. That's all he had to say.
And he's extremely honest. He's like, hey, I'm just hanging out. Looking for a good time. I ain't really saying I want a whole lot, a little education.
Yeah.
He sure didn't, because he didn't even really too much care how she looked.
There's a range. In other words, he doesn't want, the chick that's really big, fat, and sloppy. Okay, you don't want that. If you're just a regular chick, you're slightly out of shape, you're not in, you don't have to be a fitness model. Okay?
Just meet his beauty threshold.
All you have to be is a regular chick that's healthy. Okay, halfway healthy. Just a regular. He's looking for a regular average girl. That's what he's looking for. That's what he's saying. That's why there's no requirements. Okay, I don't need no chick like 15 babies at home that can't travel. I need a chick of my age that's just average, that's regular, that's open, and without too much pressure. If you that girl, hit me up.
Okay, well, I'm obviously gonna just talk in circles, so I would
Yes,
like
you
to
are.
instead address. I would instead like to address what the gold professor asked a question in the chat and said, "Would you rather be with someone who has money but doesn't know how to manage it, or be with a person that does not have a lot of money but manages it well?" For me, I've always been number two. I don't really care about a lot of money and all the riches and whatever. I've actually been with both options, and I'll always choose the latter because I care more about someone's underlying passions, drives, motivations, and their underlying just like what is their are they responsible people? Do they know how to manage themselves well? Do they know how to
Hmm.
manage life well? Do they know how to lead
Okay.
efficiently? Because if they can lead themselves efficiently, they can lead me efficiently. And I very much like to submit to the leadership. So overall, I would always choose someone who manages themselves and their business well over someone who just happens to have a lot. And my thought has always been someone who's been handed everything. You might have millions, billions even, or whatever. You've been handed a lot of stuff, but if you lose that job, if you lose that connection, you don't have the ability to necessarily earn it back because you never had to earn anything. You never had to figure it out. You never even really had to be responsible. You always had a safety net. So, for me, I like that man who has that drive and has that knowledge and has that desire to, fight and build and micromanage and manage and grow. So
Yeah.
that's me.
Let me be blunt about this kind of dude and kind of chick that's going to be attracted to him, right? Okay.
Mm-hmm.
70% of women earn less than $50,000 a year, and the median earnings for a black woman is probably like $23,000, right? Okay, say she's in her 40s, or say she's 35 and over, she's earning like $20,000 a year, right? She's at home doing nothing. Okay, she's at home. She might go to lunch every now and then. She's basically doing nothing. Okay, she's at home on the internet, maybe on Facebook, doing nothing. Okay, you got a dude that travels. He's got a little check. He's having a little fun. Uh, uh, he's fairly fit. He's not perfect, but he's fairly fit. He's fairly healthy, and he's doing something. Okay, you're gonna, are you gonna sit at home, barely making rent, staring at the four walls? You're gonna give this dude a chance, and that's like 50% of all black women.
What?
Yes,
Wait, what?
Someone
yes.
play crickets for me over
The
here.
the the, me- the median earnings for a black female in the United States is $23,000 a year. Median earnings,
Mm.
median. So 50%. Yeah, and you go down south, it's probably even lower. And I know the thing is, I know these women. I've worked with these women. I know the kind of woman that's going to be attracted to him, and they're not doing anything. They're not traveling. They're not living this spectacular life. Okay, they live an average everyday life, and most women, period, but especially black women, are freaking bored out of their minds. So a
Mm-hmm.
dude that's doing something different, they're gonna be attracted to him.
I guess.
What you
Come on,
thinking,
baby, you know who they
Vonda?
are. You know who they are.
What you thinking,
You
Vonda?
know what? I'm sorry.
Mm.
Okay. Hey, like we said before, to each his own, different strokes for different folks. I lead a very calm, it's not exciting life, and I don't give a damn. There was nothing appealing about dude that I'd be like, oh yeah, let's go traveling, with your non-shirt wearing self. But y'all say, oh no, give him a chance. He just got caught off guard. He probably
Hmm.
didn't think he was gonna
Yeah,
get chosen. You know,
yeah,
hey, I'm sorry, I'm just into a little bit of presentation. There's
yeah.
no
You
Right.
way
are.
I would
Little
show up
bit.
on Kendra G's show with my bonnet on and the toothbrush, tucked between my ear, behind my
Thank
ear,
you.
talking about, yeah, and I'm looking for a high value man. And
Hmm.
no, Okay, but whatever, because there might be some guys that'll show up in the DM for that, I would say. So I mean, whatever.
Yeah,
To each his own.
But then,
that's why I say it's a class thing, right?
But then
It's a
it's
class
also
thing.
saying some other things about him. Like, for example, right? Like to Vonda's point, if I needed to take a shower, if I knew I was a hot mess, but I want to get on this
You're a
stream
girl.
and
You're
I
a
have,
woman.
hold
You're a
on,
woman.
just hold on, hear me out. Okay. And I wanted to get on the stream. I knew I had to present my face to the world, right? Then, okay, I'm going to get myself prepared first and then get on the stream. Now, with that being said, right, that man or every person who calls in, man or woman, has the option to do the same thing. And so the choice that they make, right, does actually say something also about the way that they manage their decisions and manage their time and manage their lives. It does, right? Because, like, for example, you got some guys in the manosphere even, right, who are very well presenting. Even, it doesn't matter if they're on their own channel, they're on streams or whatever, they're very well presenting, right? And that means that they see the stream, they go, oh, you know what, I want to be on that. They might not necessarily have looked like that 10 minutes ago, right? But they're going to assure that they at least throw themselves together somewhat before they click, yes, I'm going to come on here. I'm going to let a camera be on me and present myself to the world, right? In this way, I'm going to make sure that this desk is a little cleaned up. I'm going to make sure my background ain't full of a bunch of crap. It might have been, right? But they're going to manage that their image before they allow anyone to see it. And so to me, it does say something, man or woman, it says something about the way you allow yourself to be perceived. It just does. Because you have the option, right? He could have been like, oh man, you know what? I wanted to call in. Okay, let me hop in the shower. If she's still on by then, I'll jump on then. He could have said that. He could have said, you know what, let me at least splash some water on my face and throw some clothes on and then I'll jump on. There's a lot of choices he could have made, right? And then again, even once he got onto the stream, there's a lot of choices he could have made. As far as walking away like he did, right? Just throwing on a shirt and a hat. Again, more than one person I've seen choose that, right? The person who chooses to do that is saying something completely different about themselves than what this guy is saying about himself. And likewise, right, what you put out there is going to be a good indication of what you get back, right? So, I mean, again, if you're okay with, well, since you have no standards and women with no standards are definitely going to be flocking in. Well, if you're good with that and you don't care what, what message or image is sending, well, then that's fine. But, if you care at all, then you might want to care and just stop and pause and think, what does this image, what is this going to bring back to me?
Ruby, I think you might be adding too much extras on it, like the no standards. And I mean, once again, I don't think there's the rules that we're speaking of, kind of these social norms, which I agree with you on, but I just don't think we live in that world anymore. That's what I'm really trying to stress. We just don't live in that world anymore, especially in America, especially in the South. So we don't know, like you as you can see the way he spoke, and it doesn't read to me that he's some lower class bum. And I'm not saying you're saying that exactly, but the low standard thing, like we don't know that, and I'm not gonna assume that because he doesn't have a shirt on and he hasn't done his hair yet. Like I would want to see him in a different setting, or like that would have to be a different situation, right? Because I'm not gonna add all those extras because we caught him in a unflattering moment.
Right, because he's a man. But you probably would make that snap judgment about a woman, right?
Well,
because,
you could probably, but
you're
I wouldn't.
evaluating men and women differently.
No. Well, you're assuming if you ask BGS, who has heard me speak for a year or plus, I'm not that person.
Oh,
so yeah.
If a woman then presented on a show she knew for sure was going live to tens of thousands of people minimum, and she presented, her face was obviously dirty, her hair was obviously a whole mess, and she was basically naked, right? And she presented on the show like that, you wouldn't make any judgments at all. You'd be like, well, I don't know, she might be wife material. I'd have to see her in another setting.
BGS, you've heard me speak for a year. Do I peg you as the type of person that would make that judgment even of a woman instantly?
You didn't answer, though.
That's a no.
Oh, so you would then. So then you would be saying, you know what, she might be wife material. I'd have to see her in another
I,
setting
I
before
would want to
deciding.
see her in a different setting. I'm not going to judge it off top already. You know, especially after I hear the person speaks, and I'm like, okay, well, we don't know. Like, and I'm admitting to you, and I'm agreeing with you that he's in an unflattering situation. He should have had a shirt on. I'm not saying any of that doesn't apply. I'm saying the rules that we're attempting to apply, especially in the U.S., a lot of that shit's out the window. A lot of that shit's out the window, and the way I see this guy speaking and at least comporting himself for the 10 minutes he was here, 5 minutes, I can't tell, but you know, like I don't see a person that has no class. I just see a person that literally did not think they were going to get chosen, and so they didn't have their shirt on. Like BGS said, he probably was going to jump in the shower and try to make it out before he got picked, and he got picked, and he was like, oh damn it, right?
Yeah, but see, I never brought up class, right? This was, again, in fact, I regularly, like on multiple times, I actually said, to me, this actually has nothing to do with class at all, because it doesn't matter what class you are in, or what socioeconomic level you're currently living at, or whatever. You know, your level of self-respect, your care towards your image and the presentation of yourself, right? You can attend to that at any class, at any level.
But I'm agreeing with you on that. I'm saying that you're entertaining notions of respectability. So you're not saying class, but you're using everything but that word.
No, because it doesn't
You see what
matter.
I'm saying?
No, but I don't.
To you,
I don't, because no. Hold on. Here's the thing. Because super rich people are going out there presenting themselves like this, and if they did, I would say the same thing. Okay, you're gonna draw in a bunch of women who have no standards. That is what's gonna happen.
Well,
why would I say that? Because he's presenting himself like a person who doesn't care about himself. That's what it comes down to. It doesn't matter what class he's in. It doesn't matter how much money he has.
That's very subjective.
Yes,
so I'm agreeing with you on that. So you can have that opinion. I'm disagreeing with your opinion.
Okay,
I'm
great.
disagreeing with your opinion because I don't see it that way. I'm not going to say he's going to automatically attract women with no class and no standards. Like no, and you said the word no standards. My apologies. You did not say no class, but no standards. Right? I'm just not going to automatically say that. And especially especially living in the U.S., that's why I said to you earlier. You kind of pushed back. Like I'm telling you, this man DM is popping right now. I'm telling you, and it won't be just low status women or whatever. You'll be surprised.
I don't think it's only low status women. I think that overall it's going to be, as far as quality and value, I think it will be lower quality and value women. And when I say lower quality and value, I mean as in certain things that we'll say are more frequently discussed as being desirable traits in women, as a woman insofar as wife, or serious long-term girlfriend and serious long-term relationship type of woman. And for the record, you can disagree with my opinion all you want. Again, yes, opinions are subjective. My issue is that you kept putting the word class into my opinion, which is not part of my opinion, and it actually is a very different thing. Because when people are using, let's say, the snap judgment to judge something about one's class, how much money you make, where you live, how big your house is, what kind of lifestyle you can afford, right? Then you're making judgments about class. I'm not actually talking about that at all, right? So it would be like the equivalent, like for me, again, maybe this guy isn't always like this either, though. Maybe the pandemic has made him very depressed, which has happened to a lot of people. They feel very isolated and very alone. They get depressed. And when you're depressed, then generally your chaotic and depressed inside starts showing on the outside. I know because I suffer from major depressive disorder, and it's a very clear marker of me being depressed is that suddenly my space is chaos. Like it's like I'm not cleaning up after myself anymore like I normally do. And that's actually a better indicator for me than how I actually feel, because I don't necessarily catch it. I start seeing the remnants of what's going on in my head on the outside. So, maybe it's something like that. My judgment of him and why he's presenting like this could be absolutely incorrect. But what I will say, though, again, is that generally, when people have a large level of self-respect and self-discipline, they look for those indicators in other people. And they tend not to tie themselves to people who do not display those things, at least if they're healthy, right? Fully actualized people. Now, they might be trauma bonded type of people. They might be still broken kinds of people. They might just not be at that level of growth and development yet, or whatever. But generally, when you're talking about people who are healthy and whole and self-actualized, who have self-love, self-respect, a large level of self-worth, and they're going to be looking for people who demonstrate the same things. And we can't, of course, reliably predict, but we're going to use key indicators, right? And so if you see an indicator that someone doesn't have that level of self-love and self-care and self-respect, regardless of who's there seeing them and watching them and whatever, if you see indicators of that, it's going to put you off just off the bat. Now, if you don't care, if you have a woman who has those things, like I said, then fine. But if you do care, and I'm going to say the majority do care. The majority. I don't hear the majority on here get up here and say, I don't care as long as she has a pulse. Yeah, I don't care. Whatever. I'm not picky. I don't hear the majority these days saying they don't care, right? Even if they don't want a relationship, just to smash and dash, they care, right? So then in that case, you do need to understand that your general image and what you're putting out there, right? The image you're putting out there is going to both attract a certain type and repel a certain type. And if you get people who are outside of that type, it's normally because there is some type of, say, brokenness or trauma or something within there. Like, even if, though we're hearing all this understanding from the other ladies, right? Would they choose this guy as their first choice, right? Would they be like, yeah, you know what? I'm looking for a relationship. This guy, like, is that really what we're talking about? Even if they see the understanding, yeah, he just seems like a regular guy and da 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 da. Okay, but if you, ladies, if you saw this guy, would you choose him? Like, would this be the guy you'd be like, yo, I'm getting into his inbox, so hopefully we can go on a date. I want to be with him.
No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't pick him immediately or anything like that. And it depends. I mean, I do know that he's just a regular guy, and if I want something serious, maybe not. But I wouldn't pass him over totally.
And I think Ruby said
and
something.
Char's in his corner.
Ruby, you said something that I wanted to emphasize about COVID and how it kind of killed a lot of our civility and our social norms. And it only took, 6, 7, 9 months, a year, right? And much of our civility went out the window because it pretty much didn't exist in the first place. But
I didn't say that.
No, I'm adding all of that to what you said. That's me.
Like,
you mentioned COVID. I just took it a whole different. I'm adding all the extras. I'm adding all the extras.
Okay.
Yeah, but no, I'm adding the extras by saying, like, I do think that's what happened with COVID. COVID killed civility, and it only took 9 months. If even 9 months, right, for it to go completely out the window. Because I would argue that we really were pretty much living that anyway, and it was a facade in the first place. But I think that's another reason why you see more and more people acting insane in public, right? Because they were locked up at home for months, right? And now these people are out here, well, living their best life in the worst way.
Okay, and I think that is fair. However, despite that, here's the issue. COVID also, broke up a lot of relationships, right? Banded some even closer together. But that's the minority. The majority got shoved apart from each other. And why was that? Well, that's simply because then you actually had to start spending time with each other and noticing each other, and then you started coming to terms with what you actually like and don't like and respect.
And let's be honest, most people were in relationships out of convenience and necessity, right. And now you got to actually be around the person you only really spent maybe 4 hours around them a night, right after work, maybe a couple hours in the morning, and now you got to be around them for right months on end at the house, right. Just y'all two. Exactly, I'll agree with you. I'm sorry for cutting you off.
No problem. Now, think about it this way, right? And I've said this from the start, and I still think it's true. Women say that they want a high value man, Okay, they don't actually want all those things that make up a high value man. They actually don't want that. It's just what happens is they have attributed certain positive characteristics that they do want to high value men. So they think that by getting the high value man, they're just going to be able to get all of it in one basket. They're good to go. They don't have to sift through the normal people for these traits and characteristics that they don't think exist in normal people. Now, for men, right? Normally because, you know, men care a lot about money, and because women know men care a lot about money, they'll focus on that talking point just as much as men will, but it's not about the money. Okay, it's about other traits and characteristics. So ultimately, now you've got a whole bunch of women. A lot of them have recently broken up with a boyfriend, okay, or a long-term significant other, or have left a spouse or something like that. And it's for that fact, because now they don't only have to see you for a few months or a few months of the year. Technically, you know, when you work out, how long you're at work and you're at the club and you're this and you're that, whatever. So they started to realize, oh, hey, I can't just overlook these things. I can't just snatch up just anything and just overlook a bunch of stuff, right? Instead, what they have to do is they have to be like, okay, I actually want to like things about you, like everything about you. And they definitely know what you look like when you're just chilling at home, because it's a pandemic. No one has anywhere to go, right? So they're not showering and getting ready to go anywhere. And the way that you take care of yourself or not, when you don't have to get up and go to work anymore, is also an indication of a lot of things. And people are going to remember all of those connections, right? And so it's not even just about, well, the people who have been single the whole time, they're losing their mind, they're out there now. Well, yeah, but the people who weren't, the people who were in relationships, the people who were driven apart, they're going to look at this guy, and this guy might have been, oh, I'll try him out before, but now they just already broke up with the guy they were just trying out. They already broke up with the guy who didn't have enough of those, you know, those traits and characteristics that women find attractive in men, right? Not money. I'm talking about actual intrinsic characteristics about a man, about the way a man carries himself, about the kinds of decision making that a man makes, and the kind of way that a man leads himself, let alone to lead you, right? So those women, if anything, are going to become way more picky, not less. And so, you know,
I think. I'm sorry.
I got a donation here. Let me go ahead,
go ahead
and shout out Artisan MC. Thank you for supporting the channel. And you have made Sheed sing. So Sheed, hit it. Thank you so much.
Nice. But yeah, so, you know, I think at the end of the day, we have to realize that the pandemic is going to have a lot of different effects we're going to see, just depending on kind of what state your life was in at the start of it and throughout the course of it. And so while, yeah, it might have affected some people that, you know what, they were so lonely or desperate or feeling so broken or whatever that, yeah, you know, honestly, they've lost all standards. They don't really care, you know, because someone is better than nobody. No. But then on the other side, you're going to have people who are the exact opposite.
I think COVID just exposed everything that was only a millimeter under the surface. I think what we're seeing, and it kind of begs the question, something you said, I thought about this question is like, do women even like men in the first place? Or are we just a utility that you got to tolerate? You know, and there's something she said that triggered that. I thought it when she said it, but it's not, you didn't say anything outlandish to me, but it was just something you said and I was like, I don't know. But yeah, so like I was saying before, I think COVID killed a lot of the civility in people. And what we're seeing with this man with no shirt, what we're seeing with the way certain women are approaching Kevin Samuels on his show, what we're seeing is what was already under the surface, and COVID and people sitting at home for months on end, all it did was expose that, right? Because people weren't doing their daily 9 to 5 and being able to cover all the nasty parts of themselves, you know? And quite frankly, they forgot how to be presentable to a certain extent. When you're able to take off the mask for months on end, I mean, I think sometimes we forget, like BGS was saying, like sometimes on the lives, and I'm on his lives often, he does have to tell us, hey, we're not in the living room, we're not in the living room, right? So I think, and the internet kind of gives you that sense of, what's the word I'm looking for? That sense of anonymity that allows you to do this even more, even if you're showing your face, right? So yeah, no, I think this is not a one-off. Let me put it that way.
I'll say this.
Mhm.
I'll say this.
Oh, you're back.
Check this out. I think we missed the whole point of this. We got hung up on the damn shirt. It's the fact,
lack of.
right? We did it. It's the shirt, and everybody lost their shit, right? This is the shirt. Okay, we there's a certain tinge. There's a tinge of society that decency and decorum. We got that. There's a tinge of society that don't care. Right? I've been to third world countries. Class does matter in certain parts where people accept certain norms. I've been to the deep south. I've been to goddamn India. Been all over the fucking place. And there's certain things that I've seen, certain things where people will, one, they feel shame. They don't want to do certain things. Even myself, I don't go out the house a certain way. I just whatever. And let's just say he had a brain fart and a Freudian slip. He just normally don't do this, but first impressions, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So we got that part. For the last part of this, let's get to the reason why Char actually brought this shit up. He's still smashing his ex. Let's get about the shirt. How is he going to move on to get a woman and he's still smashing his ex? It didn't say the guy showed up with no shirt on and want to get on a date. It said he's still smashing his ex. Let's talk about that, shall we? Yeah.
Okay, wait. No, can you say that again? Sorry. You know what? I'm sorry. I'm reading. I was catching up on Google Translate in the chat. Yeah. So right, and since I have like fan mail today, right, I felt like it was necessary that I read through it all. But
the whole point. Evidently, somebody in the world does not care that this man does not have a shirt on because he's still having sex with this woman, and she's happy about it, and he wants to find someone else. Because maybe that woman will make him put a shirt on. We don't know. But the whole point of this is he's still smashing his ex and he's looking for someone new. I think that was the whole point of this. And I want to shake him. You know why? Nigga, why ain't you put a shirt on? Because we could have just got to the whole point of the conversation about you still smashing your ex and you want a new chick. That's it. Let's talk about that.
I brought that up earlier, but then I got dismissed.
But he had a shirt on. You're the one that's tripping on the shirt.
I brought up the ex, and I said, listen to the circle this man is speaking in. He's saying he wants to find something real and serious. He's saying he's single, but he's also saying not only that he is currently sleeping with his ex, but he's going to continue to do it unless the new girl is really, really, really good.
Right. Okay. So I'm gonna put it to you like this, right? This is how men think. This is how men think, Ruby, right? Mm-hmm. When you get to a certain age as a man, it's like I'm not going to quit my job to find another job, and that job has to be better than the job that I'm in.
Okay, Dre.
That's what he's thinking. I'm just telling you how men think when they get to a certain age. Why should I give up the job that I have with the pension, right? Right? It said P word pension. Right?
You're trying to win Char over. I see you. Okay.
And then I'm gonna jump over to this job that I don't know that has a pension that may change up on me, and the company might shut down in 3 weeks. The devil that you know is better than the devil that you don't know. So. You know what I mean? You go on job interviews all the time when you're looking for a better job, but you still take your ass to work. You know what I'm saying? You go here, you go there, and you still do what you were doing, and you still try to find something that you're trying to find. Now, I understand on your perspective and Vonda's perspective, and I don't know, Char didn't state a perspective, but what it is this is how men think when he's single. He's single. And when I mean single, when he says single is this. I don't have a girlfriend, because he does not. He has a sex friend. That's what he has. He has a friend with benefits. They're mutual. They're cool. They're so cool enough where it's not toxic, where he can get up there and do that, and she ain't on the DMs and messing with him or nothing. She got her own thing going on. What he means by single is he has a child, but the child is grown. So that means there will be no drama at all with the mother of the child, or none of that stuff. Child's 22, maybe in college, maybe whatever. So there's no financial problems when it comes to that. And he good where he's at. And he ain't trying to do so much. And he's coming all the way out with it. Now, whether a woman accepts that application, you know what I mean, want to set him up for an interview, maybe want to match benefits, maybe talk about long-term 401k pensions and all of that stuff, right? He's putting it out there. And if she doesn't have to accept it. But the one thing this man didn't do, opposite not having a fucking shirt on, is he didn't lie.
Yes.
He did not.
From that much, he was very straightforward about his situation, which is great. And you know what? He's going to have someone that's going to be very fine with all of those things. The only thing that I was just curious about is, like I said, I had watched, Kendra several times. And when the men come on there, I was just curious, do people care about presentation? That was just my curious, thought. Do they care about presentation?
Women with standards do.
Yeah,
that's the one place I push back on you, Ruby, is that women with standards do. This is middle America. What he is middle America.
Middle America have standards.
Okay, see, you keep on saying this standards thing because the man didn't have a shirt.
No, it's not just the shirt. It's not just the shirt, right? Sir. I listen. Okay. You missed a lot of the stream. I didn't just mention the shirt. I mentioned many different things about his presentation other than just the shirt.
He was unkept. Listen, I'm gonna say this, right? And this is a fact, and we know this is a fact. Ruby, I'm gonna tell you this, right? Men, we are logically stupid when it comes to certain shit. Okay, and what I mean by this is that I look really weird walking into a room full of men in jogging suits with a damn three-piece suit on.
Yeah,
I'm overdressed. This is what's going on. Her channel has a lot of people on there, men and women, that do whatever. Their presentation is.
See that's still not an equal argument to the argument I'm making, though. I'm not making an argument the man should have a suit on. I'm not.
Ruby, listen what I'm saying. Listen what I'm saying, right? Listen, you gotta listen. You gotta listen. People adjust themselves, and this is it. We're talking about black people, but this is American culture, right? People adjust themselves to the environment that they're in to make everybody feel comfortable around each other. So but
you're not getting my argument. My argument is not that he shouldn't have been wearing a sweatsuit like everybody else. My argument is that, guess what? Wearing a sweatsuit, there's still levels to the shit. And you can either look grimy and literally people think you smell. People were saying that in the chat room. They're saying, man, he looks like his feet stink and whatever. Or you could look cuddly, or you could look sexy. You could look lots of things in the same damn sweatsuit. Okay?
Yeah, Ruby, listen, we know. And guess what? His arms, his nuts, and his feet stink, and his hair was fucked up because he was going to the shop. Right?
Yeah, but that's not the point is not whether or not it literally actually stinks or not. We don't actually know. Maybe he's the type of guy who doesn't smell at all. My point is simply this. Right? Because everyone keeps trying to judge what I said as though it has something to do with class, as though, well, he should have been wearing a three-piece suit, as he should have come on with his blazer. I'm not saying that. Wear what you wear, bro. If you like sweatsuits, if you like t-shirts, even if you like wife beaters, then do that. If you want to come on with no shirt because that's how you roll, then come on with those shirt on. But there is a way to do it so that way you still look presentable, and then there's a way to do it so that way you don't. And that's just what it comes down to.
Well, I'm gonna say this, right? If he was going on a television show, a dating television show, nationally syndicated, cable news, whatever television show, he would not be walking around like that. You know why he wouldn't be walking around like that? Because they wouldn't allow him to walk around like that, because they have wardrobe. They dress people. Like the people that look like on Dr. Phil versus Jerry Springer. They got wardrobe set up to set a certain thing for the audience that they're going after. She has a certain audience, right? And here's another thing, right? She asked him, does he have clothes on? Usually, and you know how they're running it, usually what would happen is if he was in the queue, he will be told, hey, you're next up, just in case, because they're worried about projection. They're worried about everybody else watching. I'm not saying it's he should have had a shirt on. We passed that. But the way it was done, it was like, hey, this is normal. And that's part of the viewership. People will laugh, joke about him not having a shirt on. Once we got past that, we're fine. Did he come presentable? No, he did not. But 90% of the people, when I watch this woman's channel, they don't. And it's a certain tinge of society that's like that, and it's okay. It's
fun. But see, you guys are missing. The problem is, and I'm reading the chat. The chat is doing the same thing, and the chat's doing it because y'all are doing it. You're taking what I'm saying and you're trying to make it mean something else. So you're responding to something I'm not actually saying. So you're actually missing my point entirely. Is that, again, for example, splashing water on your face doesn't involve you putting on a shirt. Making sure that your hair just looks a little organized doesn't cost you money. Right? Like, what I'm saying is, and again, because I said this from the start, right? Like, Wanda's more so the one who came in and said, yo, why didn't you put on a shirt? And that's all she said. The shirt thing was one of the last things I had mentioned when I said, yo, this dude looked like he had no intentions of being on camera today, let alone to be trying to get a date. And so, like what I'm trying to say here, right, is that I don't care what your style is, I don't care what your personal level of comfort is, right? Because what we need to understand is whether it's in middle America, where it's totally normal to look this, that, and whatever, some people have it easier and some people have it less easy. Even though their money is the same, their general looks are the same, so then their general way of dressing is the same. So then why? It has to do with image and presentation. You can still take the exact same shirtless or just a merino, which is a wife beater, or a t-shirt or jogging pants or whatever. You can take the exact same look and either make it look presentable or make it look like, yo, you don't care about yourself. And it's the exact same thing. You could literally line up pictures with people wearing the exact same clothes with the exact same hair. And literally a few different tweaks is going to make one person look more presentable than the other. That's just what I'm saying. So if you're going to show up to the internet with the purpose of tens of thousands or maybe millions of people seeing you with the effort of getting a date, right? Then you want to make those little tweaks and adjustment of your image so that way you come off like, yo, you're comfortable and you're chilling right now, but you still look like you care about yourself. And you can do that without putting on a suit or a blazer or changing your whole, cutting your hair or whatever. You don't have to do all of that.
Ruby, we get all of that. We understood exactly what you said. But the guy even stated, I messed up. I didn't think that I was going to be in this quickly. He even said I was on my way to the shower. That's why his hair is picked up. I got dreads. I do this all the time, right? I'm going to the shower. He got his shirt off. He's got his pants on, his shorts. I do the same thing. Most men do. They got their towel and they got their shirt off and they got their shorts on that they were probably wearing around the house. They're about to hit the shower. He didn't think. And he know he screwed the fuck up. He know it. So he said, but since I'm here now, fuck it. I might as well do it because they might not come back to me or whatever. And they laughed it off and it continued on. And he knew he messed up. He knew his chances of finding somebody better or somebody that he wanted to find because he didn't stay ready. He fucked it up. But since we here now, you fuck up, you keep it moving. He really probably walk around doing that. No,
but here's a second thing, right? And this is where I said, like, the guy who was born with money but wouldn't know what the hell to do if he lost his job. Now he lost the things that were handed to him, is not to me as attractive as a man who has less money but is fighting. He's trying to find the hustle somewhere, right? That's why women find Ray Ray very attractive. He's the hustler, right? Because he will make ends meet, because he will find a way, right? So the man who goes, you caught me in a bad position, now there's nothing I can do about it, and shrugs his shoulders, is less attractive than the man who goes, damn, I really misjudged this. Okay, you know what? I'm going to figure out how to fix this in 2 seconds flat, right? That man is more attractive. Right. And that's why I brought up that point a little bit later to say, like, yeah, okay, fine. You misjudged it. You probably were a little high. You'd smoked your nighttime spliff, whatever. Okay, cool. Right. But even given that, right, there's different ways of handling the exact same situation. And some of those ways of handling it, the one where you shrug your shoulders and go, oh, there's nothing I can do. It's hopeless. Oh, well, let's move forward now, is less attractive than the person who tries to do something given the bad situation.
Okay, well, here's the thing. He had three options. He could have asked her, can you come back to me? Right? Because I wasn't ready. He said he wasn't ready. That's one. You know what I'm saying? Which is probably why, she probably got a long queue and she probably wouldn't have came back to him, right? And I think she stated that before when somebody else did something and she went on. She moved on. Number two, he could have, hey, you see me? I'm a real person. Let me go grab a shirt or something and put it on or something like that. Pulled his hair down, splash some water on his face. Did all of that. Cool, we get that, right? Or three, this lady's got time. It's my fault that I wasn't ready. Let me do what I need to do so she can move the hell on. And I know everybody's going to laugh at me, but fuck it. I'm comfortable in my own skin. That doesn't mean that the dude isn't about his business. This is my point of contention with it, right? Because I done seen people sit up on the internet, talk and get so comfortable that they cut their goddamn toenails. You know what I'm saying? You forgot she was on camera. We done seen that, right? So it's like, but that doesn't mean that person doesn't have their life together or something like that. And we make all of these tropes off of certain things. Now,
yes.
You know what I'm saying? Now, what I am saying is this right here. I agree with you. He should have had his shit together. Look, my hair ain't done right now. That's why my motherfucking camera's off. And I got wonderful cameras in my house. Shit, I want to look good.
You do.
Right? You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, everybody's a little different. But this is the face of it. It's like, and y'all were talking about how things change because people are working from home. They got little memes on TikTok about how working from home, day one, you got the suit on. Day two, you got the top of the suit on with the swooping shorts underneath. Day three, you sitting there with the rollers in your head. The dude got the wife beater and the hooping shorts. Like 6 months later, you looking like old dude and shit. Like because working from home, like you don't have to dress up to leave. And you know what I mean? But this is so normal now and it's so normalized, even when we see it on television. When I see sportscasters doing interviews or journalists and their cameras look like shit. Like it looks like, I'm like, yo, ain't nobody got this man a camera? Like, why does his shit look like he in the middle of Iraq and shit and he's in California? Like, you don't make enough money to have a proper like webcam and a mic, and you got these old Apple headbuds that are cutting in and out, and you got janky internet in your house. Like you're on a multi-billion-dollar platform, right? But we've foregone presentation a lot of times because people already have clout with us. Like we give them that thing. So a lot of times what I start doing is, what I started to do is I start giving people that benefit of the doubt to a certain degree. I understand where they're at. I leave it where they're at. But what is he saying and what is he talking about and what is his character? And his character is basically he's trustworthy because you're going to get the truth out of him.
But okay, here's the thing though, and I'm sorry, I just can't co-sign the message because I don't co-sign it for women. In fact, I've said this to women, both privately and publicly. I said, listen, ladies, I understand. You're married now, you got the kids, you're tired, you working, it's a long day. The last thing you want to try to do is squeeze yourself into some complicated lingerie array. You know what I mean? To spice up your sex life, or so your husband doesn't go, God, you're wearing those flubby things again. You don't have to do that though. You don't have to wear something crazy or elaborate or whatever for you to just look like you care about yourself a little bit, right? Like you haven't lost that love, self-respect, self-confidence, right? And that more importantly, you haven't lost the respect or, love for him, that you want to at least look a little bit presentable. Like, okay, I have been sick all week, right? Well, for weeks now. But when the way I dress when I'm sick, right? People like to wear just like a t-shirt and panties. That's me. But I would be wearing my panties match my tank top, and my tank top is nice and fitted. I kind of wear it like a half dress, and then the thing that's covering my hair matches the whole thing. So I still kind of look like I got an outfit on. I look like I put myself together today, right? Even though I'm wearing the same kind of comfy thing that took the same level of effort that throwing on the stained t-shirt did. Right? Only, you know what I mean? It's just showing, it's just a little something, and he could get a little bit of eye candy, right? You know what I mean? And I look like I care about myself still, and you know what I mean? It keeps that space there without, you don't have to go overboard. And so, like the image that you project on a daily basis, whether you're even at home alone or not, matters. It sends messages to your own brain, even about who you are, what you're about, what you deserve, even, right? Like, let alone what you're willing to, again, present to the public, right? Especially in a context like this, it's a little different. Like, I still think it's weird and gross. You're going to cut your toenails on a stream, but okay, fine. You've been sitting on the stream for 10 hours. You even forgot the camera's there. That you're there to have a discussion about opinions, right? That's a little different than I'm going to be on the stream for 10 minutes because I want to put myself, it's basically a dating profile. Yeah, right. No. And again, to grab a couple things quick, put it on, it's not actually that much effort. So the fact that he didn't make that effort, I do think says something about him. Now, does that say that he's a horrible guy, horrible man? He's going to be a horrible boyfriend? No, it doesn't say that. But I'm saying it does say something, that he didn't think that his image was worth that extra 2 seconds of effort to basically change nothing, but still change everything. And so I do think that we have to stop, I don't care if it's for women or for men, we need to stop just shrugging it off that, hey, no, you know what, there's a better way to do the exact same thing that will give you low maintenance, low effort, low everything. And yet, you know what, the image it's going to present, it's going to make you feel better about yourself, right? And it's also going to present a better image to others. I just think we got to care about that.
Well, I'm like, and you know what, outside looking in, maybe he doesn't. I agree with you totally, and whatever. And by his standards, he knows that there are women out there, and he might have dated them that have that are really keen on that. Maybe his relationships didn't work out because he's not a like put together dude, like whatever, like, you know what I'm saying, like, I'm, you know what I mean, like, I just say it like this. Once I got married, I don't buy clothes like that. I have good clothes and I take care of my clothes, right? But I don't go out and buy clothes like that because that, to me, it could be, the funds can be spent more over somewhere else. I'm not buying like shoes and stuff like that. My wife's a shopper, but women are different. You know why? Because a woman can walk in the store, spend $100, come out with like 6 bags. A man walk in the store, you lucky to get a good pair of shoes and a belt. Like, it's just women or men, and we say this sometimes with the equality. Women or men are different. It's a different thing. We don't, listen. I say this a lot. If a man could walk down the street butt naked with dirt on his face and pull a female, he will walk down the street butt naked with dirt on his face, right? Majority of them, not all of them. There are men that are hyperly sensitive to their appearance. On all of that, they'll go make a grass skirt or something to put on themselves or whatever they have to do. But for the most part, we don't put too much. And I'm not talking about that. But what I'm saying is, we put in effort, but we put in effort where the effort is needed to a certain degree, and depending on what we're doing. And it's just what it is. It's the women that pull it out of us to go the extra mile. It's just, to go the extra mile, to step up on us, to say, hey, babe, you need to do this. No, that don't look good on you. You know what I'm saying? Like, hey, you need to wear it with this because this go with this, and this looks good on you. Even though I'm like, I like to wear dark colors. My wife likes me to wear brighter colors. I think I'm too dark to be wearing bright ass colors. I don't like that shit. right? But she says it looked good on me. You know what I mean? I said okay because that's what she likes, and we make a compromise. So his problem is probably why he's looking like this. Maybe is because he ain't got a woman to help him with his appearance. Right?
I did say that earlier. He needs someone.
But that doesn't mean that he needs a mama. That's just something that he's missing. And then when we have this question of when a dude says, "What do women bring to the table?" Well, she brings that to the table, right? That extra attention to detail of your outwardly appearance and stuff like that, right? I joke with my wife all the time. Yeah, I'm going out there like this. You ain't walking outside with me like that. She'll tell me something like that because I'm in some, you know what I mean? I'm in some track pants and stuff, and I'm in a shirt and some flip flops. That don't mean I took a shower. She's like, "Hey, we going over here." All right, I'll just wait. No, you're not. We going.
See, but I do in a way. I think he needs a mama. The reason why I think he needs a mama is this, right? Now, different men need different jump offs for different reasons, and this man looks like honestly, like he kind of gave up. And you know, and I'm not blaming him for giving up. No, he does. You know, he had a career in college and pan out to pro ball, or maybe he didn't want to do that, but that's cool. He got an education with it. He did something with that. Now he's been medically retired, so he's dealing with health issues. His relationship with his ex, you know, failed. It just kind of looks like he gave up on himself. And so the kind of jump off I think he needs, right? And to be clear, my definition of jump off is the girl that guys date between serious significant others, right? When they need to get over one and get kind of like you know, like how Stella got her groove back, like that. They need to get their groove back, right? So they go find this chick and they date that chick, and that chick kind of does all the healing. And then once he's healed, now he's ready to go back out there and actually get a girlfriend. I think he needs a mama of a jump off. He needs the woman who comes in with the build-a-boo mentality, who is going to mother him back into health, and then, you know, that's going to trigger his self-confidence and you know, his self-actualization again, and that's going to give him that kind of wherewithal within himself to leave the build-a-boo woman behind and go get himself like a real wife. Because it really, I don't know, it's just that impression, like not like homeless, like he didn't get a homeless impression. It's like I gave up. Like that's the impression I got, was he just gave up on himself. And like, for, you know, being a woman, if you're a woman who you don't really care about that, or you want someone who's easy to control or mold, or yeah, sure, that's fine. But if you want a future with someone, you're not looking for a man who's given up on himself already, right? Like, obviously. So I think he needs a mama jump off. That's what I think he needs.
So now that you put it in the context, I get what you're saying. You know what we call that? He already said it. He don't care about that. She can't be dumb. She got to have something. She got to have some wits about her. You can't be too skinny. You can't be overly fat. Just nice in between. Overall personality. Don't care what race she is. He don't care. He just casted a net. So
right.
You know what we call that? It's cuffing season, Ruby. We call that a strong six in a possible. Right? That's a strong six in a possible. We playing spades, right? He's like, "What you got, man?" I got a strong six in a possible. All right, we making go 7. You know what I'm saying? Like, but
you got to be able to cook, though. He didn't say it, but I'm telling you, he needs someone to feed him. He is so, like, he's getting like nutrient deficient from how much he's eating out. You know what I mean? Like, he needs home cooked meals.
Why he said, if you know what I mean, that's why he said he don't want a woman that's overly skinny, and he don't want a woman that's too big, right? He want a woman in between. That means she's healthy. That means she can actually go in there and do some things, because he can't do it, obviously, because he wouldn't be nutrient deficient. She can go in there and you know break down some collard greens and shuck some corn and make them maybe at least 2 good meals, and they can eat it together. You know what I mean? Or they can go travel together, and then she can learn. You know what I mean? Like, it's a thing where he's offering. He said, "Hey, there's an open position. You know what I mean? I'm cool. I'm out that phase. I just want a regular chick. I don't want that. I want a six in a possible. Somebody where I'm not sitting up here singing Lionel Richie songs by myself in the room with the purple light, smoking weed with the lava lamp in the corner." Right? Like that's what he wants. See, I'm tired of sitting up here beating my meat, and I don't want to call my ex up all the time because I know that it's going to lead into something stupid. And that's what he's basically saying. And, you know, and he shouldn't have a fucking shirt on.
Well, I want to thank you all. We're going to end it there. And you guys tune in tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. Central Standard Time.
Alrighty.
We do have those Karens. They are
I
ready.
swear to God, they're ready this week. I swear they were ready last week. I will not have any technical difficulty. I promise. Promise.
Ruby better have my Karens.
I know, right? I'm gonna have to hide from Dre. he about to catch a flight.
Okay.
Like,
know how that is with the flights. We don't want that.
All right. Thank you for having me up, Char.
Anytime.
thank you,
Great
Char.
discussion.
You are welcome. And next week will be another gentleman, and then I guess we'll find a woman and see how that goes.
Yeah, can we put a woman up? Because you know what? Listen, every time we do one gender for too long, then everyone thinks I'm a woman hater or a man hater when I'm just equally critical of humans in general, right?
I hear you. We'll do, promise.
Okay.
But until tomorrow night, you guys stay safe. See you then, and peace.
Cheers, y'all.
Cheers.